be nice if we could get,
Hello, lovely people of the internet. 'Tis I, Savage Minnow, and my lovely Savage Mama. I can't actually see the viewfinder yet, so I'm not sure if we're like way off at the top. Well, we're kind of off at the bottom. Scooch in. There we go.
am I in the house?
That's good enough. We're cutting off our legs a little bit today, but it's fine. It's fine. I feel like it's better than like sometimes we're like up in the clouds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know our elevation changed.
Yeah. Well,
I knew
it's literally just the camera
our
angle.
right.
Because it's just a picture behind there. The picture moves with the.
I just didn't know.
It's not like there's like one place where.
Really?
Yeah, no, that moves.
And what's the one guy's name? I forgot. He has a newish name.
Is it Albert?
Yes. It started with an A, I know. It was the same as something else.
It's the butler from Batman.
That's possibly it. Okay.
You can see there's comments. There's people chatting over there. I haven't gotten to those yet.
So if I turn that, but oh, I like that little plug-in. It's got a corner on it. Oh,
Yeah,
180.
like an elbow.
I like that.
I never watched enough Batman as a kid to remember that. I think it's Albert. Alfred.
Alfred.
Okay. Yeah, Alfred.
That was it. That was the recommendation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yes.
That sounds correct. Okay. Alfred. Okay, got it. Good. Because
Sorry we're a little bit late this morning.
I like Alfred.
It's one of those days. It's been one of those months.
Yeah. Well, August was.
I meant like the past 30 days is what I meant. Like the past 4 weeks.
Agree.
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
But hello, and welcome.
I don't know what we're cooking today. I don't know what you're
It's a surprise. Actually, I kind of already have it on the screen.
Have you done it?
I did it last night just to test it, but I ate it all.
But you're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're a cooking show. Sometimes we cook.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we cooked.
Yeah, I mean, that was last week.
Yeah. Last week was good.
So, do you remember, you brought me a special ingredient when you brought groceries this week. Do you remember?
This week.
It's like a mystery ingredient that I was surprised with.
Was it not supposed to be in the bag?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
So, she brought me Japanese potatoes. I looked them up, they're Japanese.
Oh, okay. Because they were bought in a Korean market.
Yeah.
Is what I was told.
But I looked them up and apparently they're Japanese.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
And I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name because you guys know that I'm terrible at that. But then I was like, I don't know how to cook these. First of all, I didn't know if they were sweet or not. They are sweet. I just had like a bite of one just to tell. They're sweet, but it's like a very mild sweet potato taste.
That's what I was told, kind of like a cross between them, was the person who gets them and eats them and gave them to me. That was her thought on it. And I think
Give me cookies very real quick.
the taste is sweet-ish, not as sweet as a sweet potato, but I think the texture is more like a baking potato. What I call a baking potato. That's what I think.
Like a yellow potato.
I was thinking Idaho white, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
Okay, so I like this. They're all sliced up nicely.
She's being generous.
No, they are.
I have floppy fingers, so.
You were on point here.
So I was like, what do I have in my cupboard that I can like make these into something that I can make on the sunroom, like out in the sunroom, right? Because I was like, I didn't want to use the oven, I didn't want to use the stove.
Oh. I know we used somebody in my house wanted something the other day, and it took like over an hour in the oven. And it was like a smallish thing. It was not like for a family. It was like an individual serving. And I thought, really? We're going to use that much energy on this hot day and heat this whole thing up?
Yeah, I love the toaster oven, and I love doing it out here in the sunroom because it's like I'm not even like heating up my house. Like,
well, do you know what a summer kitchen is?
I've heard this this reference before, but like, tell me more about the summer kitchen.
And I probably should have asked my mom more about this. So, but in this part of the country, and I'm sure other parts too, but and you could see them in houses. In fact,
In my old apartment, the kitchen had been a porch before. Was that a summer kitchen?
well, sometimes they do later include them into the house when they enlarge.
Yeah,
Most
yeah,
people
'cause-
enlarge houses. Yeah.
Well, because they turned it into a fourplex instead of, it was a single family house. You remember the one where my apartment was horseshoe
Oh
shaped?
yes.
It was weird when you walked in the front door. My apartment was like the first floor, and then the upstairs was 2 floors, and then there was like a basement apartment. But when you walked in the front door, there was like a set of stairs going up, and then to the right was my front door into my living room,
That's right.
and to the left was the door to my bedroom, and you could get to it like through like
it
going
was. That's
living
what you
room,
mean by the horseshoe.
kitchen.
Yes.
It like, but yeah,
It really wrapped around. It was like a maze. That
it
that
kind of
apartment-
was.
That apartment.
So
And there was there something weird about the bathroom, getting into the bathroom?
Yeah. So the way that the bathroom was added on was it was added. There wasn't originally a first-story bathroom, so they put it in under the stairs.
Okay.
And the way that they did it was they added an extra doorway from the kitchen to the master. So like there's a doorway that you open, and then if you keep going straight, there's like just a foot ahead of you, there's another door that you go through. But in between those 2 doors, you can step sideways.
Yes,
And then get into the bathroom.
So yes. How did that pass any code anywhere?
I don't know.
But it was a college town, and I think
Yeah.
they get away with some BS in college town. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about code, but rentals, they just be like, yeah. And yeah, that was interesting. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a good.
Yes, that was yes.
I loved
summer
that
kitchens.
apartment. I loved that apartment. It was so weird, but I loved it.
Quirky.
When people came to like look at it, like when I was moving out, and people
Oh,
were,
really?
I was like, this place is weird. I'm just gonna like tell you all of like the weird shit up front, but like I love this place. And like the guy from like the management company was always just like,
Could you please zip it, lady?
but like
Maybe
here's the
not be
thing.
here when we show it.
When they like sign a lease on that, they're gonna figure it out in less than a month. And like,
But then he's got his money. He didn't care.
I know, but then you have a tenant who's pissed for like the next 11 months.
Oh, I agree. I completely
I
agree.
kind of was helping him out.
Yeah, that's true.
I was weeding out the people that were going to be pissed off to live in that apartment.
That's a very good point. That's
And
a
I
good
did
point.
actually, I think the person who, one person who was there when I showed it, like she seemed like she really liked it, and I stopped showing it after that, so I think she probably took
She's
it.
the one that got it, yeah.
That would be my guess.
So a summer kitchen in this part of the country
Yeah, sorry, back to the-
it's out, and I don't know if it was, I don't know what time of history this was, but it was a room with a kitchen in it, and it was separate from the house. Just a few, I mean, obviously easy walking distance, I don't know.
Like a few steps up.
No,
but-
farther than that, so that he wouldn't.
okay.
Farther than, I'm
Like
gonna
where my
s-
shed is?
I'm gonna say where that tree is. I'm not good at saying how
Okay.
many feet that is, but
That's like 50 feet.
50 feet, that's what I'm gonna go with. And, so you would go there, maybe a little less, you would go there and do your cooking and didn't have to worry about heating up the house then.
That's cool.
I'm assuming it was before air conditioning?
I was chatting with somebody the other day who was in the UK, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying right now. It's so hot. I have my air conditioning running. I have my window open. I just don't. And I was like, honey!
I have my air conditioning going and my window open. Cause she wasn't used to it being that hot. Yeah, that happens in different parts of the country.
She was in the UK. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that she had an
Different
AC,
parts of the world, yeah.
the fact that she had an AC was, I think, like a relatively new thing for her. That it was like she had gotten an AC put in the
Right.
because
right.
it's like, and I think I've talked to a lot of people who like from that part of the world who like they don't understand when like people are like complaining about like, oh my god, it's so freaking hot and the air conditioning. Like
Mhm.
here, they're like, why does everybody have air conditioning? Like, are you just like a bunch of like wussies that you can't just like open a window? Like, no, it gets to be like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And I think in the older days, One houses were made for flowing air. That
For
was
ventilation.
ventilation. That was part of the plan, and also people knew how to do that. Like I went to my brother's one time, and he was moving into this place, and it was pretty warm out, and it was like kind of cool in this room. But he had on one side of the room, he had the high window open, and on the other the low, and
you got to know which time of day, and which way your house faces, and which
Yeah.
windows when. Yeah.
and he was getting this cool floor. I thought, oh, but I think that's a lost art, is to know that.
I think it's coming back a little bit. I think especially with tiny
Good.
houses,
Good.
People were like really kind of starting to
That
figure
makes
that stuff
sense.
out a lot with tiny houses.
Mm-hmm.
But
That
yeah,
makes sense.
I think it is kind of. a
So,
lost art.
and you've seen a functioning summer kitchen. There were some people that you went to school with. The mother did a lot of baking and sold it. And she also sold eggs. And we might have given her some chickens. And
Oh,
it looked like a garage, and part of it might have been a garage, but part of it was,
I never spent time over there.
but we drove like right past it.
It
was like this.
almost into their yard a few times.
It was like the road, here's their house, the road went there, and then turned, so.
It was worse than that. It was worse than that. They've since moved, but you had to slow down to literally 20 miles an hour to make the curve
Yes,
before the
Ye-
curve.
yes.
And so if you were like not
didn't
paying
know.
attention,
If you
you'd be
didn't-
like, oh, I got through the curve, and then you step on the gas. No, it's another blind curve
Yes.
after that.
Would
There
that
was
be
a-
a hairpin curve? Cause there's like two.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I never understood, like,
I didn't either, it just sounded good right then, hairpin curve, I don't know.
I don't know.
But yes, it looked like a garage that we almost ran into when we take the road there. And part of it, the part closest to the house was a kitchen. Because I had talked to her before I went by there to pick something up. And this woman baked amazing stuff and sold it. And she'd just be a hot mess, a sweaty hot mess. And,
Before they ruin that with the local regulations, but
mhm. But then like I said, it was just part of it, so the other part might have been garage. But I believe when it was built, it looked like a garage. And it was, but a detached garage.
I don't know. I know that was part of the reason why they moved, was so that they could get the building code, like with codes and everything, so that they could she could make a commercial kitchen.
Mm,
Because they got on her about regulations.
yeah.
So yeah, Asian potatoes, kinda, maybe. So here's, these are Asian potatoes, but what I'm gonna do to them is not,
You gotta mix it up.
from what I'm told, this is not the way that they make these.
And what I was told, and perhaps I should have told you this when I gave them to you, is that they steam them more.
Also, the spices that I'm using is basically pumpkin spice, and that's not.
Oh, I like this.
They do not use pumpkin spice in Asia, especially not on sweet things. So. From what I understand, you guys could feel free to correct me in the comments.
And the question was, where are they grown? Because the person that got them thinks they're just grown in the U.S., but I don't know.
Maybe they could have been. They
So
could be
could we grow?
strain.
Could we grow them?
We maybe could. It's maybe just a strain that's from Japan.
It's kind of a nice size because,
That's the largest one of the three.
sometimes you get a potato and you really have to commit.
Hold it up. They can't see. Hold it up.
I don't know where to move it. Oh, that, okay. I was holding my hand and couldn't.
But because we're down lower this week. See?
Oh, okay, we're down okay.
Here, I'm gonna move it so she can see a little better.
Well, and there's a delay and, yeah. And
I like the delay because it keeps me from looking at myself.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't look at myself. But when I do try to, I'm like, well, that doesn't work.
It
because
doesn't help.
It's a slight delay. I think maybe the first time we did this, I tried to look at it and got uber confused. I was not looking at that anymore.
The first time that we did it, we had no viewfinder whatsoever. We actually did it in the kitchen.
We did in the kitchen, right. But do we not have there was something we could look at.
Oh, I might have one of the laptops set up.
There
Yeah.
was something we could look at.
And then immediately messed with you when you were like, no.
That is what had happened.
Okay.
Is what had happened.
Fair
Yes.
enough. Now, I was going to add pictures this week for, like, so that we could go to other locations, but we'll do that next week. I did add some fun stuff for later on this week. But, first thing that
We
we're
can
going
still
to
go to our normal location.
Yeah.
Because I want to see
Alfred.
Alfred. I want to call him Anthony, but I won't. I might.
We used to have a cat named Anthony. I know one of you guys said that you had a cat named Tony. Which we did call him Tony sometimes, but usually it was Anthony.
Yeah, I have a brother that gives our animals nicknames. I don't know if he called him Tony.
Might have been.
He called Arthur Artie. But
I liked Artie. Artie was cute. Like, it was,
yeah, it was cute. It was cute.
and he was a little cutie. I need to grab
Yeah,
a
and he
drink.
was little, so it was whoopsie doopsies.
I'm gonna die. No, I'm fine.
She's gonna die and take the camera with her. That's what's gonna happen.
I got McDonald's coffee this morning, and they
Did
were
you?
like, it's the same. I was like, I want a small, and they gave me a large, and I was like, I ordered small, and they're like same size. They're the same price. And
Oh,
I
that was
like,
nice of them. Well, maybe they should have asked first.
yeah, that's.
Because then you're like, oh, I got all this and I'm gonna drink it. And then maybe you don't want to drink it. But I do like
That's
when
a
I'm
little bit
offered
hard.
things like that.
Yeah,
Because sometimes
And
you
I
find out
do
later,
like-
oh, there was a discount and they didn't tell me.
I did do drive up as opposed to drive through.
Explain, please.
Okay, so on my phone, it's actually that phone, so I can't really show you right now. But there's you don't have it. There's
I'm pointing at the phone.
okay, hold it up a little higher. So there's an app. It's a McDonald's app.
Oh.
And I go on the McDonald's app and I say, I want an egg and cheese biscuit, which is egg and cheese.
Yeah, no sausage, no bacon.
Which for a while was a little bit difficult because you could get an egg biscuit, but then to add cheese was a lunch item. And it would like get mad at you if you tried to add cheese before 10 a.m. because it was no, it's a lunch item. It's like
No cheese before 10 a.m. Okay, people?
it can be on the sandwich if it's already on the sandwich. So I could get like an egg, cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and take the bacon off.
No cheese added before 10 a.m. This of course makes sense.
It made 0 sense whatsoever. But they finally
No
fixed that glitch.
cheese before 10 a.m. Added. Cheese. I'm gonna remember that.
So I did that and then a coffee.
Ooh.
A coffee.
Oh.
Coffee.
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 And then I say, this is what I want, and I'm on my way, and it says, okay. And then the GPS, when you get there, says, okay, are you going to do the drive-thru, or did you pull into the pulley-uppy? And I say, I have big giant truck, I pull into the pulley-uppy.
Uh-huh.
And then it says, okay, which spot? And then I look up, and I see the number for the spot, and I put the number in the thing, and then
Oh, I like that.
I drive a big giant truck, and our drive-through is like, it's like threading a needle. I can get through it, but it's like threading a needle.
I like that because I get stuff from your dad there sometimes. And ugh.
I don't like the drive-through.
I don't, and it's 2 lines and then
Well, the one in, I'm gonna call it Big Town because I usually go to the one in Little Town.
okay.
But the one in Big Town, like people will try to cut you off in that drive. Like if you follow the rules of the drive-through, people will try to cut in.
People,
And it's like, okay, so like, do you follow the rules or do you cut in?
I
Because-
follow the rules.
Yeah, but then you're waiting 20 minutes
Yes.
while 6 people get in ahead of you.
I have noticed too.
One time it was literally 6 people cut in ahead of me.
Oh, that's too much. No.
And at that point, I'm pinned in, because you know how it is. And it's like, I literally I can't even like, if I had an appointment and I was like, screw this, I'm late for my appointment, I don't want the
Yeah,
food
you
anymore,
can't get out.
I would be screwed.
Yeah, you can't get out. You're pinned in. Yeah. I've noticed since
That's why I do the put it
I
in
like the
curbside.
pull up. And I've noticed since we've been back and I'll get drive up stuff for him sometimes. It seems like the lines are really long, the wait is really long. So anyway, that's
Well,
probably a
yeah,
whole
also-
nother thing.
because people aren't going in as much. Even though here they are allowed to go in, luckily people are figuring out that maybe they shouldn't go in.
That's good.
The one thing that people do now that does tick me off, that's like a new get ticked off situation, but it's not even really like get ticked off, it's just mildly irritating, is that because there's those 6 pickup spots that are actually quite close to the building, because it's right there, easy access for the person who's
Oh,
delivering
I think
the
I know what
orders.
you're gonna say.
They like park and hang out. The park and go in. Like, no, you can walk another 20 feet. Like, if you're the person who wants to go walk into the building, you can park over here 20 feet away. I mean, today I pulled up and I actually had not a difficult time pulling in, but there was only one spot that was available for me.
But they weren't all pulled in there and
No!
getting breakfast without
No.
they had to choose.
No, because otherwise they would have been gone by the time that I left. And they weren't. They were still there. 2 of them were sitting there just talking.
To each other.
Yeah. Which, it's the one that's right next to the gas station. I'm like, that gas station, go to the gas station and like, it's,
Oh, you were at that town. Yeah.
yeah, it was a little town.
There's like a huge,
Basically a parking lot.
and is it in functioning anymore?
No.
So it's not functioning. So it's this huge friggin' parking lot. Go over there and yap.
Yeah.
Oh, people.
And that's, a lot of times you will see people who work at the McDonald's will go over there now, because I think
For a
they're not,
cigarette break.
because I think they're not allowed to like take off their mask and like drink their Coke, whatever, inside the building, so they'll go over there on break. So it's not even just cigarette break, it's like eating and whatever break, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see them over there, you know?
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
and the employees are pretty good. Every employee that has come out to deliver my food has always been wearing a mask, not always up over the nose, but like, at least
I don't
they're trying.
get that. How is the nose excluded? The guy that delivered my groceries Wednesday did that. And I've not seen that there. Not delivered them, but put them in the trunk. Okay, not the trunk, it's a van. Anyway, it's like I feel like I'm lying otherwise.
No, I get you.
It doesn't matter, but I'm like, well, okay, it's not really a trunk, you got me. But
No, like, I feel like we could end up with, like, people who watch it, like Amber Lynn's stream that are like, wait a second, you said this.
Oh.
And they do that with her, but, like,
yeah.
to be fair, a lot of times it's, like, doctors and, like, stuff that's, like, important. Like, whether or not it's a hatchback or a trunk, I don't think is that important. But okay. Like,
I just want to be.
I'm gonna keep making these, by the way.
Okay, please do. And, because it's pumpkin spice,
Brown
it's
sugar.
sugar. And you know what, if it maybe wouldn't, well, I'll see how much you put on there. Because a sweet potato, these aren't as sweet as a sweet potato. These Asian potatoes. They're sweetish, but I'm thinking that's why you're putting a little of that on. I don't know. That's it.
It's because it like caramelizes on the top and like, yeah, it's delicious. This is gonna be like a dessert item. This is not.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I kind of just sprinkle it with my fingers though, so.
I'm sure they're clean.
I mean, cleanish.
Or the germs will be killed in the heat.
Exactly.
I don't know. Between those two, I'm gonna be okay with it. I'll think
No
of-
double dipping. Also, you don't have to worry about like getting it all on the potatoes. If it does get like a little bit like beside the potatoes, it actually like kind of like makes like a little puddle and it gets like the underside of the potatoes too.
Oh. I was gonna hold them together.
Yeah.
No. Like brittle or some. There's different candies that they mold together and you break them apart.
Oh, like a drop candy.
Possibly.
You know, like lemon drops.
No, I was thinking
Oh.
more. No,
No.
I was thinking more.
Gumdrops aren't a drop candy. That's why I think it's a
Oh.
funny term.
Oh, they look like they are. No, they look like they were mold. I don't eat them. I'm not a fan of those.
They're like a one where it gets like a coating and a coating and a coating and a coating. But drop candies are like when they make them in a tray. And then you know this. So we're most familiar with lemon drops because I think that there was like a brand that like became well known for their lemon drops. But drop candies, you make them in a tray, and you pour it in when it's hot. And then there's like a press tray, or you can do it with an open tray. And like ones with an open tray will have like a flat side on it. That's how you can tell. But then you let it mostly cool, and then you can peel it out in like a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the sheet and just drop it, and then
That's the drop.
Yeah.
So it's not like a drop cookie that you drop.
Right.
So I was thinking a drop cookie.
no, drop candies are in a sheet.
You make it
and
and you drop it.
And it's like, have you ever seen like safety glass, like the way that stuff shatters?
I have.
It's very similar to that. It's just like, and like
That
all of a
is
sudden
cool.
this solid sheet is now like a million different, like same size, perfectly tiny pieces.
And that is cool about the safety glass, but it usually happens like when the window falls out of your car. So you're not like in a mood to like
Appreciate it.
to appreciate the beauty of it. Like, oh, that's really super cool. No, it's like, why the heck did the side window just fall out of my car and onto the pavement and shatter? Why did this happen? And how am I going to get it fixed in a timely and not too expensive manner?
Yeah. And also, how am I going to get to my destination
Yes!
without a friggin' window?
Depends on the time of year and the weather conditions
Yeah.
and what your next destination is.
Now, all
The
I
time
have
to
is
have-
whole cloves. I should mention, all I have is whole cloves. You could probably do this with, like, you know, a little sprinkle of, like, what is it?
Or you could
Ground cloves.
have asked somebody to bring it when they came over.
I could have, but then it would have spoiled the surprise.
Oh, I would have known it was something with cloves. Yes, yes, because I said surprise me. Because
So
you did
I
do
would
this
say-
last night, and so you know.
Yeah, so I would say, like, about 1 clove per slice, maybe less. But we're gonna use them almost like a bay leaf, where we're gonna leave them in there to bake, and then when we pull them out, we're actually gonna take off the cloves, and that's gonna go in the compost. Okay, we're not gonna
So
actually.
we're not going to eat those things like that.
Yeah, no, like that would be a little bit much. So we're gonna preheat.
They smell nice and fresh. Smell yummy.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, and this is just ground cinnamon. And here we have, it's just light brown sugar, but I think regular brown sugar, honey, any of like those type of
Yeah.
items would work just fine.
I bet they would.
So again, the
I like the
toaster
brown
oven
sugar.
is really good for like safety purposes, for me not like burning things. So I probably should have, like, as I started to do the cinnamon, went ahead and heated it up. What I like to do last night, so as not to burn down my house, and still thoroughly cook the potatoes, was I preheated, put them in there for like 5 minutes, just like off, but like warm, but with the oven off. And then after like 5 minutes, I hit the toast feature again, which I'll remind you does the top and the bottom. And I did like
Oh,
1 slice on that, and then let it set after that for like another 5
one
minutes.
slice setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one.
I understand, but I don't think like, oh, a slice of potato. I'm just confirming that it
Don't use a real toaster for this.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. What was that people were
Toaster oven.
What was that people were putting in the
Grilled cheese. Don't put cheese in your toaster.
Don't do it.
Don't put anything besides sliced bread, or like something that specifically
A bagel.
says to put in your toaster. Okay, a bagel, toaster strudel.
Pop-Tart? Yeah.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts, I think it does have instructions to say that you can put it in a
I think
toaster.
a Pop-Tart can go in the oven. The toaster. Yeah, I think so. Because you know, sometimes heat brings out the flavor of things. Or maybe always. A lot of times.
A lot of times. I think.
Yeah, I think it does. Well, good.
I thought I was gonna miss the stream, woke up late. Hi, Bunny Morrow! Hi! Hi, Anon Anon is a new sub.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Are there some,
Hello, hello.
are there some old regulars on?
I think it's just like a busy day for people because I don't see any of
Gotcha.
our regulars on, but that's okay.
They'll catch it.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I put stuff on replay too, so like they can come back. I think our last video had like 42 views that were like like not live.
And
views.
I don't understand the difference between the replay on here and then it's on YouTube sometimes.
It's on YouTube now.
Live?
Yeah, I actually set it up to where now we're multi-streaming on both. Sorry.
I didn't know.
I forgot to turn off my notifications on my phone.
Oh, is that what that happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But we are getting, so we're streaming on both right now.
Okay.
I can't see the Twitch chat, so if anybody is chatting on Twitch, I haven't seen it, but I think that it's that nobody has yet, is why I'm saying I think
Is
that
that why
most
it's
of our
not
regular.
popping up?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think that's why.
Okay.
Bunny Moro says, what about forks? Are they toaster appropriate? No! Don't stick anything in the toaster.
Oh, the toast. I was thinking toaster.
If you have to get
Ooh,
something-
that's hot. Don't touch
Don't
it.
touch that. If you have to get something out of the toaster,
Yes.
unplug the toaster.
Yes. Because, yeah.
Because you have live wires in there.
And metal.
Yeah. Don't put anything metal in the toaster.
But what about a chopstick?
I would still unplug it. You're not going to shock yourself, but you might burn your chopstick.
Well, it might depend on the quality of the chopstick. Is it just a disposable one that's about shot anyway?
Do you want burnt wood smell in your house?
Possibly.
I think go for it.
On a nice crisp fall day. I think you might be onto something.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead
Because
and
you know
turn
how
the
there's
toaster
those
on.
candles with that wood wick. You know that?
I do know that we have one.
Okay.
Actually, we've had a few because wifey loves them, and I found there's a company that does little bitty tiny ones because the big ones are a little bit much because they put like a lot of smell in them.
They do. They're very well scented. I enjoyed those quite a bit before the migraines were a thing. Because for me,
And your migraines didn't go away with the change.
my migraines came back with the change, Aunt Irene. I'm sorry.
See, all this time I've been looking
I'm
forward
sorry,
to
Aunt
it.
Irene.
I've been like, okay, it'll be fine. They all go away with the change.
But they did for Aunt Irene, and she didn't have children. And I think because that hormonal change, this is my completely unmedical idea, because I had them as a young woman, and then once I got pregnant with the first child, they stopped. And
And then they came back.
then they came back with a change. As opposed to Aunt Irene, who had them
Watch your arm. You guys
no children, and then at the change,
they went away.
they went
So
away.
maybe since I don't have kids,
Yeah, you'll be like Aunt Irene.
fingers crossed.
I hope so.
Bad
But
timing on that toaster oven.
but that can migraines. If you're a migraine-ish person, I know there's a name for that. I think a migrainer, perhaps. Sense can trigger a migraine. So I had to give up so many things, so many scented lotions and lovely things like that, and candles, and a lot of essential oils. And I did like the candles with the wooden wick, and they had a lot of scent to them, and they were nice.
Bunny Morrow says that they do use chopsticks, but they wait for it to cool down a little bit. And they were kidding about the forks. I figured, but just
I
like
liked it.
safety
I
first.
knew you were. I knew you were.
Safety first, okay. Should we get? You keep shuffling with your fiddling with your
fiddling.
paper. Do you want to? Do
Sure.
you want to go on? Okay. I have to switch over.
The clove smells so good.
Yeah, we'll get to eat them in a minute.
But even like, I'm trying to think how we could just heat these up for scent, because we're talking about scent, and a natural scent generally doesn't give me a migraine. So I'm thinking, could I just throw a handful of these in a toaster oven and
Maybe.
Because I used to put on boil or in
I was gonna say if you put it in,
spices.
put a little bit of water and simmer some,
Yeah.
that might work.
But maybe in the
It's
toaster
not
oven
good.
it would have that more of a
More
roasted,
aromatic.
roasted,
Ooh, yeah.
roasted cloves. I'll keep you posted on that if anything. If there are any updates on the toasted clove smell.
Are you ready to move into the apothecary?
As I say, yeah, we need Alfred.
Alfred?
He's got his.
Now I did find there is another shop in the game. Do you remember in, I think it's like Mission, Kansas?
I don't remember that. I remember where you could go to buy the livery, was it?
There's a livery.
That's where you buy animals.
Mhm. We might be able to go to the livery here.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know that I would cook in there.
Yeah.
But
We're mostly done cooking, but yeah.
because we're from the country and we know when people show their animals at like a local fair or something, and then you go to and then they're sitting there right by the pigs, and then they went and got
Yeah.
nachos and cheese.
Done it. Done it. I was a 4-H kid.
Yeah, you get a whole other sense about you. But
So,
we're not there right now.
we're gonna go back
so
to the
I don't want to
apothecary.
be in the livery with the taters.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back in the apothecary.
Yep.
We're going back in the apothecary. Okay.
And we're gonna find out if these people are assholes.
Indeed we are.
So if you're watching on YouTube, it should be in the description. If you're watching on Twitch, I did try to drop it in the Twitch chat, the actual link to these posts. So if you want to actually, somebody said something last week, and I was like, you guys can let them know that like you can link the video to them if you want. I never have the energy whenever we get off stream. I'm never like,
To link it back to the am I the
yeah.
a-hole?
Oh, I gotta run really quick and put these behind us because I accidentally put the folder in front of us and it'll, one second.
Folder. I assume the folder has words and that it'll be blocking our face or something? That's probably it. I don't know. I just show up usually at the appointed time. Lately a little bit late, but close. Last week was late, today was close. But I don't know what happened.
You're getting so much better at like holding down the stream while I'm gone.
I got a minute. No, that wasn't even a minute. That was like seconds.
It's like 10 seconds. It's okay.
10 seconds, then I can do it. I can do it on my own.
Here we go, the first
I
one.
should bring a pillow. My bag's hurting me today. Part of getting old.
I can do it. You
Part
wanna
of
do,
getting old,
can
people.
you do 10 seconds?
I can do it.
All right.
Then I will, okay. 10 seconds, people. Because I'm getting older and the back hurts sometimes. Sometimes you know why. Like maybe it is some yard work and it hurts. Sometimes you have no friggin' idea why. And it
Watch
just
your arm.
starts hurting. Thank you, young person. Excuse me while I put a pillow in my, adjust a pillow under my
Show them the pillow really quick.
Yum.
I feel like it fits
It does fit us.
fits our theme.
Our theme.
Okay, this first one is titled, Am I the asshole for pissing off my HOA by making an ugly fence to stop a creeper?
I like this. I like this because I've lived several places with an HOA. And yeah, I like this. I'm liking this. And I've also lived in a condo, so there was a board, and there was a creeper, and he lived in the condo, and everybody like knew it. Well, most people knew it. Because the one woman, she went to the handyman, and she's like, how could I? And she's describing how to block the window in the bathroom, and he says, oh. Is Elmer at it again? You know, so everybody knew. That wasn't his name. I forgot his name. But he's deceased now. But
Why, yes, he is at it again.
yes, and she was on the main floor, And kind of like when you came out of the elevator, she poured things. She was kind of one of the first ones. And you know, it's nice to get a little ventilation in the bathroom, but
Not if there's a creeper.
not
You
when
might
this guy comes
keep it in your
right
bathroom all the
by.
time.
And he was persistent. I mean, till the Alzheimer's really got him bad, he was persistent with it.
I'm gonna let you take those out of there while I read this one to you.
Is it time?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Should we poke them and see?
Yes.
Okay, well,
But
slide it out and poke it
Listen
and
to
see
me,
if they're
I don't
tender. I'm gonna kind of tender. They could go in again. I'm gonna put them in for another. I think I did more than I did previously. We're gonna put it on the one slice setting again.
A slice of bread or a small Asian potato.
Sliced, not, you don't want to, like, it won't do the whole potato.
That would take maybe a long time. I
And you
don't know.
probably wouldn't want to do it on the toast setting either, because you would probably burn the outside by the time you cook the inside if you have
Oh.
both burners on, like, constant like that.
Yeah, I've never had a toaster oven, so.
You can burn shit quick in the toaster oven because you have, like,
Really?
because it's like the broil and the
Oh.
oven together.
You can't do that in a regular oven, can you?
No.
Turn both on at the same time?
Yeah, you get one or the other.
Hmm.
Toaster oven, you get both.
Hmm. All you creative people out there, this could be an opportunity. I'm thinking of a convection oven, but that involves airflow.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also an air fryer, which I think is an odd name because I bet I get it. Anyway,
Wifey wants an air fryer, so.
who doesn't? I've not taken that leap. I'm not ready to.
Wifey might convince me. She's got a lot of good points. Okay.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of good points. And we have been trying to eat healthier, and like you can fry stuff without the oil, and you know it's okay. Like
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah.
But okay.
But it's another,
HOA.
It's another appliance. It's money. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Storage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, we've got plenty of storage, but
Oh, HOA, and she knew the original poster knows the fence is ugly.
am I the asshole for pissing off my HOA by making an ugly fence to stop a creeper?
Read on.
2 weeks ago,
I'm intrigued.
someone saw my next door neighbor using binoculars to look into another neighbor's window. That house has 3 teenage girls. Ooh.
Were
I
they
would
were
be calling
looking?
the police. I
Were
would
they
be
were
calling
looking?
the police. That's what it sounds like.
Okay. Because I was thinking of the 3 girls, the creepers.
Ooh. That house put up curtains and blinders on every window, and the HOA made them take it down, saying that they'd fine them.
What? Read that again, please.
2 weeks ago, someone saw my next door neighbor using binoculars to look into another neighbor's window. That house has 3 teenage girls. That house put up curtains and blinders on every window, and the HOA made them take it down, saying they'd fine them. I'm assuming it's like outdoor shutters when she says blinders.
I don't know what blinders are. I mean, on a horse I know, but not on a house. Wow.
The things that they usually call blinders on a horse are actually called blinkers, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
I know blinkers on a car or something else too, so it's like.
But they are on the side, and the things I'm thinking are on the side.
They're called blinkers.
Okay. I like that. I do not like this HOA that can tell you to take down your curtains.
The HOA said it was an eyesore or some bullshit. Fucking ridiculous. We're 30 minutes in, we can swear as much as we want.
Fucking A.
I love that you said the F word but not the A word. My mom, ladies and gentlemen. I realized that if I built a 10-foot plywood wall on top of my fence, it would obscure that neighbor's view of their house. My house is technically not part of the HOA as it was built on the housing developer made that.
Nice, nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. I like this because she's got. Oh, I like this. Stop over here, not in your HOA.
The developer made the
But
HOA,
you guys
wasn't
live
it?
in my house. Okay.
So I built a massive wall.
And the message, it's implied to me that it's 10 foot on top of what's already there.
That's what it sounds like, a 16-foot wall. Or maybe a 14-foot wall.
Wow. 10 foot fence wall. Okay.
I built a massive wall. And the creepy neighbor went to the HOA to get me to take it down.
Mm.
The HOA compiled and sent me threatening letters, to which I responded back with "eat shit." The HOA is trying. One more paragraph.
Okay.
The HOA is trying to make me think that they have the power to do shit when they don't. A few other neighbors complained about my plywood wall being an eyesore, but I won't take it down until the HOA allows them to put curtains up. That's the end of it. I kind of fucked up the wording there at the end, but that's...
Thank you, original poster. I like the threat because
I love it.
because
I love it.
I'm sorry. I would like to live in a nice, happy world where people do the right thing, and yeah, you're gonna have pervs like this perv, but then you think that other people could, you know, in light of this perv, let's put curtains up. You know, let's do some. That's the thing with these HOAs, okay? They get stuck on some little rule that does not apply. It was meant, because I know that the one where we used to live, I know the people that were original in writing it in the 50s. And this,
They get stuck on the letter of the law and not
the spirit of the law.
Yeah.
And ours, for instance,
Oops, I just threw that one on the floor.
the newer, the house was very clear on a truck that had advertisement on the side, and some say that, and I do understand there's people that then they can't park their work vehicle at home, and that's a problem. I get that, but where we used to live when the bylaws were made in the 50s,
It said a truck.
trucks were not nice in the 50s. I'm
Well,
sorry.
and like trucks were just like, it was a work. There wasn't like a such thing as like a pleasure truck. Like it
No.
wasn't.
No.
You only people like the reason why you
Construction.
drove a truck was because you needed a truck.
Yeah, at work.
Yeah.
For stuff. And so that was a bylaw in there. And the one woman, she came down and her girlfriend came and stayed. She had this gorgeous truck. I mean, it was, well, it was, anyway, it was a very
It's
nice.
basically an Escalade, but a pickup truck.
Yeah.
It was before they made Escalade pickup trucks, but same concept.
It was super duper nice, and it, you know, had the 4 doors to it, and yes, it had a back on it, but I mean, it was very nice. It was very clean. And then, oh no, you can't park that there. And then one time they turned moi in, and what the president, I was friends with somebody on the board, and so somebody came to him.
They had the audacity to turn my mother in.
So, and once again, it was a nice truck. I don't remember what it was. But here's the thing. Okay, there's.
It was a Ridgeline.
Okay, so you could park
It is
under.
a nice truck. I missed that truck.
Yeah, you could park under the eaves or whatever you call that, the like carportish thing that was connected. That is regulated. But if you park behind in the open spot,
Where everybody can see it if they're driving by.
and from the condo, you can see it. You can't see what's under those carports, but you
That's
can
true.
see.
That's true. If it was such an eyesore, you'd think you'd want them to park it under the carport.
The
so you don't have to look at
opposite,
it.
because there was somebody that had a beater out there, and we could see it all the time from my window. I didn't turn them in because life, come on. But,
Because sometimes life gives you lemons.
and I think what happened is somehow the person inherited it and they were gonna get rid of it. Whatever. So this person, apparently the two men are walking, and the board member and the person who did not care for my truck. And he said that the fellow says something about the truck and how it does not fit the guidelines and everything. And so our friend, the president, looked right at the truck and said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see a truck.
I mean, it was a vehicle that was in the tens of thousands of dollars.
And I said
remember.
thank you. And we weren't, at that time we were visiting them and leaving, so.
Yeah.
So my point, way off of it, way off the original
Also,
point,
yeah.
perhaps, but is these HOA people, also some of them I think,
Bunny Morrow says that her kitty cat says that this person is not an asshole.
good. I think the cat would know.
I think I agree with the cat.
I'm agreeing with the cat too. And some of these HOA people, I'm just gonna say, they get a little power, like goes to their head. Hey, you know.
Yeah,
Like, I've had no power in my life, but I have power.
It's
over-
a little bit of a Karen moment, I feel like, sometimes.
It can be. And it's like step back. Okay, so
They feel underappreciated, so they're going to wield their power.
Mm-hmm. So let me just clarify. We've got Perv living here. Say is me. You are a person with 3 teenage daughters,
Okay.
and over here,
I guess that's better than perv.
and over. You guess that's better than Perv?
It's so weird to think that I have
Okay,
3
okay.
teenage daughters.
But come on, now clarify that. That of course that's better than Perv.
Yes, that's obviously better.
Perv, come on. Okay, so you got Perv, 3 young women.
No, the toaster oven is the OP.
Oh, really? No, that can't be, because then how would the HOA apply to these two but not her?
Because their house was there first, before the developer before the HOA bought it out. She clarifies that.
I thought she was like next to, I thought she was adjacent. She's right smack in the middle.
That's why she said I can put up a 10-foot fence to keep the perv from looking in the teenagers' windows.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you, OP.
Thank you. We need more people like you.
I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't ask you on this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump and say this is what I did for the. I spent a little bit of time doing that this morning. Can you read it on the screen? Judgment. OP is not the asshole.
Correct.
Did you see?
Oh, I like that. I like it. Okay, it's not the asshole. And if this, yes, and she's being reasonable because she's saying,
He or she.
they are being reasonable because they're saying, if then, if you allow her to, the mom or whoever, the parent,
People can put up curtains.
if you allow them to put up curtains, or if you, I guess you can't tell Pervy what to do in their own house. They've got their binoculars, and those aren't against the law. So if you don't allow the family to protect their young children from Perv dude, then deal with my wall of ugliness.
I love it. The wall of ugliness.
And if you want to allow them to protect their family, then I will take down the wall of ugliness. Meantime, deal. I like it. I love it. Thank
All
you,
right.
original poster. We need more people like you that are willing to protect people.
All right, on to number 2.
Okay, they smell yummy and
Try one.
So I'm gonna try one.
But take a clove off first.
Okay, and I want to make sure they're not hot. That I burn my hand.
They're not hot anymore.
And then like that's. Oh,
Got my screen dirty, sorry.
happens.
Why are you being silly though? Right?
I'm a fan. Good job, you.
They're a little weird.
I'm gonna say they're different.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say weird.
I think that they can use like a little bit of like nutmeg or allspice also. That's why I was saying about like the pumpkin spices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think maybe even like a little touch of ginger, you know?
Right. Delish. I like it. I like that, and it is a dessert. But as far as desserts go, it's a very healthy dessert.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we make some kind of unhealthy shit on here sometimes.
It's happened. But we've done some healthy stuff.
That's true. We try to go both, both ends of the spectrum.
Because, why not?
Yeah. I mean, we did start out with nugget on a biscuit with mashed potatoes. Keep it all in mashed potatoes.
Those biscuits were good.
Maybe sometime we'll just do biscuits again because that was like literally our first episode. I don't think any of you guys saw it.
I found that. This is how unorganized my house is. I saw that recipe laying there the other day, and I kept it because they were really good. We called for oil though, I think, and I think we used butter, did we not?
Yeah, I always use butter.
And they were flaky and yum. And I wrote that on there. Note: use butter, flaky, yum. Yes. Those biscuits were good.
So number 2.
Mm-hmm. Number 2.
Am I the asshole for punishing my daughter this way for what she told her blind dad? This one I was just like, I'm intrigued. I cannot tell. I have zero judgment starting out with this one besides just that I'm intrigued. Right?
I am intrigued.
Alright, I'm gonna get going.
Okay.
My husband, who we're gonna call Rod. I like that. Hey Rod. He's 52 and he's
Is it
a
Rodney or Roderick?
I don't know, we just know that he's Rod.
Okay. Rod.
He's legally blind. He's not completely blind, but close. At first I was like, oh, so he's like me. No, I'm not.
Yeah, because legally, yeah, okay.
I'm legally blind, but like, I can still see my phone over there. And when I wear my glasses, I can drive and stuff.
Does the term legally blind not say if? So if yours was not correctable by those,
Right.
then you would be legally blind.
No, I'm legally blind. There is a line on the eye chart that's like, hey, above this, you're legally blind, and I cannot see what is on that line.
Without glasses.
Without glasses.
But with glasses you can.
Right. So the law states, again, I'm legally blind, and I have, in our state, it's called a Class A restriction, which means that I am legally blind, and I have to have correction in order to drive.
Okay.
So it's illegal for me to drive without glasses or contacts.
Yes.
And if I were to get LASIK eye surgery, I'd have to like go apply to have that restriction lifted
Yes.
before I can drive and everything else. Like it's like a whole thing because it's like literally takes a week for you to even be able to drive after you get LASIK eye surgery because you could get pulled over and it would technically be illegal for you to be driving without your glasses because you're still listed
I
as
have a
legally blind.
restriction, eh?
You might be legally blind then.
And it's interesting with all the people with contacts now, because what do they do? Like, do you have contacts in there? Like, show me.
You can see if someone's wearing contacts.
Stare in their eye when you pull them over. I just don't think people are going to do that. Maybe, okay, if it becomes an issue, if you're driving erratically, then...
And then they see, oh, this person has a Class A restriction,
Then
and they're not wearing glasses.
Then, okay. It's saying the normal. You're not gonna. It's not like a seatbelt law. Oh, you're not wearing your glasses. I'm gonna give you a ticket.
Right, yeah. But, yeah. Rod's 52, he's legally blind. Not completely blind, but close. It's not a genetic issue, but a brain injury that happened when he was a baby.
Oh.
Rod is completely independent, but needs a little help for reading small letters, cooking, typing on a computer, etc.
Okay.
Rod, in my opinion, is a rather great father and husband.
Okay.
My daughter, Rena, 15-year-old female, has always been a little resentful of Rod. Growing up, she didn't have the normal father-daughter experience. Rena has always been into sports, but because of Rod's incapacity to engage in physical activity that involves coordination, they were never able to bond over that. Rena never forgave Rod for it. My husband feels especially guilty over this, that like he couldn't be like the t-ball coach and stuff like that. Okay, I mean, she's a teenager, like she's gonna, but like therapy. Rena is going through an angsty teenager phase.
I understand. I believe Rena is angsty.
She's been acting out, is rude with everyone, especially with my husband. Rena likes upsetting Rod, and he never really defends himself, so he's the perfect victim. Sounds like the two of them need to go to therapy together.
And you're gonna have to pay combat pay for that.
Depends on your insurance.
Yeah, I was teasing about that. I'm
A
just
lot of
thinking
places have a sliding scale.
just-
Don't let that discourage
yeah,
you.
don't let me discourage. I'm just thinking the poor therapist. Come on in. But that's what they're trained for.
That's why they get combat pay. This is why your insurance gives them combat pay.
Yes. This is maybe not a issue. Do we know if Rod is Rena's birth father?
I don't think it matters.
It might. It could. It could to Rena. I feel it doesn't to Rod.
I mean, it says growing up, she didn't have the normal father-daughter experience. I'm assuming that implies that
It does.
this is the birth dad.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going
Okay.
on our first family outing since the global panini started. I appreciate that she said panini
She
because,
says that. Oh my gosh, I like that.
because even though we are 35 minutes, 40 minutes into the stream, that one will still get me knocked out of the algorithm real quick. So anyway, global panini. To go out, Rod uses these big chunky glasses that make his eyes look huge, almost like a caricature.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Okay. Also, I think part of the reason why a lot of blind people wear those, I don't think that's the case for all of them, but a lot of them are still photosensitive, even though they can't see. It's still like when they go out in bright light, it's actually painful because it's your eyes. I don't know if you know this. Your eyes are like literally like exposed nerves. Okay, like it's like an exposed part of your nervous system. It's the only part of your nervous system that is exposed to the air usually. And like literally like there's so like a lot of people who are blind just light is painful because they still have nerve receptors. It's just not translating as vision.
But he can see. Go ahead.
He's wearing big glasses.
Big.
But that it might be, even though he can't see well, it's still painful for him. Like my elder brother has that where his pupil like stays dilated.
Yeah, his sphincter
so
muscle doesn't work. Okay, there's more than one sphincter muscle.
I know, but I just was not expecting you to throw that out there. I already explained that his pupil is permanently dilated. He didn't have to throw a sphincter in there.
Okay. Never mind. There's a muscle that makes it.
Yeah.
Sorry to be a sphincter about this. Carry on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I'm crying. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's live and we can't rewind, okay? Come on, you just pull up your big old panties. Come on.
Okay.
Gosh, she's tearing up. Why she has her glasses off?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can read without my glasses. I
Her
can read without
leg
my
is
glasses.
painful.
I can read without my glasses. Big glasses. Big glasses.
Rod has big glasses.
Okay, so my husband. Okay, Rod uses big chunky glasses that make his eyes look huge, almost like a caricature. My husband is super insecure of his appearance. Aww.
Aw.
When he uses it, and our family knows it. My daughter comes downstairs with the most offended tone of voice and says, "Oh my God, Dad, are you trying to embarrass me? Your eyes look horrendous with those glasses on." I'm resisting the urge to reach through the screen and slap this child.
Yeah, Rena.
I was pissed.
She's 15. Okay, she's 15.
She's 15.
Yeah.
I mean, she's 15. I think you probably wanted to slap me when I was 15. I was pissed. I canceled the outing. I told her to go to her room and not to come out until dinner time. I mean, hopefully she was allowed bathroom breaks if she needed those. But, I mean, I get that. Rena is big into her appearance. She wears colored, graduated contacts because, ironically, she needs to wear glasses, but she hates to wear them. Same.
Color graduate, what?
colored graduated contacts, so that because she needs bifocals.
Oh, okay. So they're colored and they're graduate. I thought that color. I thought they were like. I thought that's a new thing. You know how people are dyeing their hair with a different
Colored, comma, graduated contacts.
Thanks.
Sorry, I do need to. Should I read the punctuation?
No.
Ironically, comma. She needs to wear glasses, comma.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just that one.
I'm just kidding.
It was just
I'll only include punctuation when it's
necessary.
yeah.
For the
Yeah.
from my understanding. The normal person.
I would like to thank my parents, Ayn Rand, and God. That's the one that we always use as the example for the Oxford comma. Like, because people are like, you don't need the Oxford comma. And it's like, oh, okay, I'd like to thank my parents, Ayn Rand, and God. If you don't, like, put the Oxford comma, it sounds like you're saying your parents are Ayn Rand and God. They are.
Yes.
Okay. She isn't uncomfortable wearing them or gets any headaches. She just doesn't like how she looks with glasses on.
Okay.
So as a punishment, Rena will not be allowed to wear contacts for a month.
Oh, come on, Mom. Mom.
I told Rena about her punishment, and she's tremendously mad at me. She has a party in a week, and since the punishment is for a month, Rena will attend the party with glasses on. She's also returning back to in-person classes, so she will attend school wearing glasses. She says that she will apologize to Rod and will never disrespect him again, but I don't believe her. Well, yeah, she's 15.
You shouldn't believe a 15-year-old, whatever they say.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
come on.
just, yeah.
Rod chimed in and said that maybe the punishment was way too harsh, but I don't think so. Rena called me names and locked herself in her bedroom. Rod says that I'm being way too hard on Rena, bordering on asshole territory, which is why I'm here.
Yeah.
I was like, what is AH territory? And then I'm like, oh, right, we're
We're on that. I'm on my asshole site. That's why the AH. She's being nice. Whew. Gotta unpack this for a minute. Okay, Rena's just a little sassy 15-year-old. That is just, oh, we got a good comment?
Yeah, Buddy said, throwback to biology class when I learned about multiple sphincters, and I just had to, like...
Thank you, Bunny! Was it Bunny? Was it Bunny?
Yeah.
Thank you, Bunny.
Normally,
I didn't
I don't get
learn
to
that.
see children.
I didn't learn that in biology. I didn't learn that until the eye doctor told me. You're so... Anyway.
Normally, I'm against hitting children, but...
Is this Bunny?
Yeah. And if my flip-flop were to accidentally get thrown in her direction, I'm kidding, don't throw it. Like, she literally said, I'm kidding, don't throw flip-flops at children.
And then like there was a flip-flop. It wasn't a dictionary. I mean, flip-flop's pretty, like, flippy,
Right.
floppy.
She
Not
also
gonna
says
injure you.
she appreciates the creative punishment.
I do appreciate the creativity of it. So is Bunny in favor of it?
I'm not in favor of it. I think a month for a 15-year-old. I know, like, as
That's
an
like
adult,
a year for us.
right? That's what I'm saying. Is like for an adult, a month is like, oh my god, it's a month, whatever. But like, that is so long for a kid. Like, kids don't even think about like a week from now.
Oh,
Like, a month is like
you're right.
so long to a kid. That's
You're
like
right.
half the summer. Yeah, I mean, not that it's like they're going back to school now, but like
They're going
that's,
back to school, and that's a big thing.
and it's the first part of school when they're like making all their first
Making
impressions
their
with
new-
all their new
yes,
friends,
yes.
and it's like,
And due to the panini, maybe she didn't have school last year
right.
in person.
Sorry, I still had some tears from laughing.
I guess I could be swayed, but I'm not really like, I don't have my heels dug in on this, but it just seems a bit much. I mean, she's gonna be an angsty kid, and we don't know if
Does she have uncolored contacts that she could wear? Because that's the other thing is that, like, okay, I'm a person who normally wears contacts, but due to the panini, I have not. Actually, I like tore my last set of contacts, what was it, like a month and a half into the panini, and it was, everybody's like, it's gonna be 3 months, and I'm like, it's fine, I can wear my glasses for another month and a half, and that was over a year ago. Like, look at how scratched up my glasses are, by the way. Like, keep in mind I'm right eye dominant. Like, I mean, I'm dealing, I hate it. I can't lay in bed and watch TV. I can't, like, there's so many things that I can't do because I don't have contacts. So it's more than just an appearance thing. And I do get that with the colored contacts, that it's like you are so into your appearance right now that, like, you're so embarrassed by your dad with something that you can't even help. Like, I get that it's like saying, hey, family's more important than your appearance.
I get that.
Like, I would say, like, no colored contacts, if that's an option. Or something like that.
I don't know. I also think, am I over?
Buddy says, yeah, a month might be a little bit long.
Yeah. And
For the type of punishment,
am I overthinking this? But perhaps I am. Perhaps I'm not. I don't know. Let me know. This person is setting an example for Rini. Is it Rini?
I think it's Rena.
Rena. For Rena.
I could totally be mispronouncing that too. So.
Yeah, but let's pronounce it. Let's mispronounce it.
Together.
Yeah. You are setting an example for Rena and saying that we understand people make mistakes and when we move on, or do we, because we have power over someone, do we lord that over them?
Yeah, because it's like you're putting her in an uncomfortable situation socially.
Yes, and that's, I mean, to an adult, you're like, yeah, suck it up and so forth. But to a 15-year-old, that's really important, how they fit in and how they feel about themselves. And perhaps she's a bit much into it right now, but she's 15, maybe, just say. I know we've said that a lot, but 15 is just a friggin' hot mess.
You have so many hormones going on.
True. And those you can't control.
You got hormones, you got high school, you've got...
Is she starting high school? She's starting
15.
Well, it depends on the area.
I mean, 15, and then, like we said about the panini last year, so this literally might be her first year of high school. It might have been that she was, like, in middle school up until this point, and this is her first year of high school.
Yeah. And we don't know, was the family outing, going back to that, was that something she wanted to go on or not? Was that even a punishment?
Yeah, I mean, if that was a punishment, yeah, like, I feel like, okay, you've had your punishment, but yeah, if that wasn't something that she wanted to go on anyway, then, like, that doesn't really make sense, so. What's our judgment?
I think it's a bit much. I think it's too much of a punishment.
So we're saying that they're all assholes?
The dad's not.
Okay. Well, I don't have a graphic for everybody except for Dad is acting like an asshole here.
Right. Oh my gosh. I didn't cover that in that graphic. Rod, check, fine. And Rod's sticking up for Rena. He's saying, it's a little much.
He's trying to build a relationship with his daughter.
Yeah.
My recommendation is, like, daddy-daughter counseling. If you can, like, figure out a way for your insurance to cover that, or find somebody that, like, can do it on a sliding scale. Like, you need to lock dad and daughter in a room with a mediator. And not let them out until they have some respect for each other.
Can we put him in a situation where Rena would be forced to help him?
Or even better, in a situation where Rita is forced to get help from him. So that she's forced to appreciate that indeed that is her father who can help her out sometimes.
Oh.
Not like, oh, okay, you're blind and I pity you. Like, no, like, that's actually, like, my dad, who is actually an authority figure, who actually, like, is a person that I can go to if I need help.
You're onto something there. Because, yes, that is maybe how she sees him. he needs my help, and woe is me, I gotta help him. Yes, I didn't pick up on that. And then she's like, and I have to be,
And he's embarrassing.
and I have to be embarrassed by him. Not only do I have to help him read fine print, I'm embarrassed by his appearance. Yes, and he can't help me at T-ball. She probably is past the T-ball.
She's 15, but yeah. He never played catch with her.
He never played ball with me. Yes. So, yes, I like that. I like that. Yes. Yes, let's work on their bond.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work on that.
Give her a project where she has to like get information from him or get him to help her in some way. I feel like that should be the punishment.
Not really a punishment.
Not really a punishment, like a project.
Just a project that we think might help.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she needs to do an interview with him and find out about what was life like when he was young and when you could go blind from a brain injury. Is that still the case now? If he got that now, would that still be the case? Has that changed? Has medical's changed? Anyway.
What was it like growing up with that and going to school? Were you able to go to school with other kids? What was that like? If you weren't able to go to school with other kids, what was that like?
Were you ever embarrassed and inconvenienced? What was that like, Dad?
Transitioning to an adulthood, okay, like what was that like as far as getting an income and like beginning to like support yourself and stuff like that? Like, yeah,
I think we're
absolutely.
on to something. To give them a little project to work on.
I think so.
And yeah, the punishment was, we don't know if that was a punishment, the family outing. We don't know that.
We don't know.
But because I don't think this should be seen as a punishment. This is a bonding experience that we're gonna set up in the future. A potential bonding experience. I don't know that that's the punishment, and I don't know that the proper punishment has been, if a punishment has been given. But I do think that 1 month without, and you know she's not gonna
1
wear,
month is a little bit much.
and then is she even gonna wear the glasses, so then is it gonna be a safety issue because she's walking around going,
That's true. Is she like walking around the halls at school without her glasses on, trying to get from class to class without her glasses on? She's gonna like walk into somebody's open locker or something.
She is. Because we don't think of, I didn't think about that because in this country, your eyes, we have that, that's a standard, that's a medical thing. Most of us have access to glasses or whatever. Maybe not new stylish ones or whatever, but in countries that don't, there are a lot of fatalities because people can't see. And they walk off a cliff or I don't know
They
what.
get impaled by something.
Yeah. So yes.
This is one of my. So I think I might have mentioned it before on my channel, but if you didn't hear it in passing, it's just like literally the weirdest, random, but like my biggest fear.
Oh
Like,
my.
and it has to do with my eyes. It's like part of the reason why I want LASIK eye surgery, but that's like neither here nor there. I have this fear that like there's gonna be a flood or something involving water and either my contacts or glasses will get washed off my face and then I will be impaled by something that I would have otherwise seen coming. It is a fear that I have had like since I got glasses, I think. That's pretty young. Pretty blind. So what's the judgment?
The judgment is original poster is slightly asshole behavior, very slight. We're gonna have to say she's an asshole behavior.
I have you're acting like an asshole. You're all acting like assholes.
No, Dad is not Rod is not an asshole.
OP is not the asshole.
Not the case. That was the case on number 1.
Or no assholes detected. So it's like slightly asshole behavior.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because the
it's a little bit
daughter,
harsh,
the
but,
daughter is having asshole behavior. So if we would say no assholes detected, that would include her.
So
And
should we do? You're all assholes.
no, because Rod is not an asshole.
Okay, well.
No, Rod, yeah, I'm sorry, just a little bit,
You're acting like an asshole.
a little bit. And I get it. I'm not. I say I'm gonna let this go, but
Bunny likes my idea of the research paper on her dad.
it's a good one, wasn't it? But okay.
What?
I forgot the words.
Some assholes.
Yeah, I feel a little. It's just words.
Oh, did we get a follow? Thank you.
Calling her, and saying she has asshole behavior. She's just a.
Oh, 5 bits. Thank you, Laura. Hi.
Just it's a bit much.
Yeah, slight asshole. Slight asshole.
Yeah.
I guess I need another.
And I get it. She's trying to protect Rod, and she's not being mean about it.
No, she's trying to be like a good mom
Yes.
and like put her foot down.
Yes.
And like you're on the right track, so that's why it does. Yeah, that's why we're having a hard time putting up the you're acting like an asshole.
Right.
Because
Right.
you're on the right track.
Yes. And we appreciate the creativity of her punishment idea, and we appreciate that she's standing firm, and that she's standing up for Rod, and that she is.
You could give her the punishment of not wearing glasses until she completes the research project. So like the research project is like that's her way
get put
out.
on the back burner. Ooh.
That's her way out too.
Yeah. Dang. She's cooking on all the burners today. And I also think that original poster, I think unwittingly, and you made me aware of this, you're making Rod more of a victim.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like poor Rod, I have to protect him. I have to issue this punishment on his behalf because you didn't.
He doesn't need all of
she's
that.
doing it lovingly, but yes, because you're right. The daughter is not respecting him as an authority figure, as a father figure, and unwittingly, original poster I think is adding to that. Like
Unwittingly, I agree that it is absolutely like.
It took me a while to figure it out, looking at it, and that's an outsider. So of course, if you're in it, you're like, well, of course I'm going to protect him. Well, that's what you do. You protect your partner. But maybe he doesn't need as much protection as you think, and maybe
Give me 5 seconds. I can hear you. I just gotta grab my fish goblet.
in this situation, you don't leave it more up to Rod and Rena, because Rod says that's a bit much of a punishment for Rena. So leave it up to them. And here's a thought. What does Rod think is a appropriate punishment? Rod thinks that this is a bit much.
What does he think is good?
What does he think is good? I mean, he's not, I mean,
I also turned the fan so it's maybe coming in here.
you like a good one. I like that. Yeah, I don't think he's that impaired. I think he just has a way he's goofy, has glasses, and a 15-year-old embarrassed.
And he can't play catch
Good,
or read small print.
good call. Yes, so there is some impairment there. You're right.
But yeah,
So on the computer, he can enlarge it.
but yeah, if he gets like mail or stuff like that,
Yeah.
be a little bit harder.
Okay. Slight asshole original poster. Sorry.
They did mention something about the keyboard, and my first thought was like, how does he not know how to touch type? But
He gets help with the keyboard?
I thought I read something about keyboard, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Because there are quite a few things. There are quite a few things that assist vision.
Typing on a computer. Maybe if he has to like fill out one of those little forms or something. If it has the, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're not going to guilt trip him for his disability.
Okay.
Move
Well,
on.
I'm just wondering, was there proper education at his?
Might not have been.
Because I had a student like that I had to educate in
You had to teach him how to do one-handed typing.
one-hand typing.
But what I'm saying is, he might not have been. he's 50-something years old.
That's what I'm
Back
saying.
then, he might not have had a teacher like you. That
That's
was
what
like,
I'm saying. So maybe he needs a little PT or something. OT, that would be OT, I think, to help.
that might
him.
be helpful. I don't think that he needs it. He's in his 50s and he's been self-sufficient this long.
We're not sure how self-sufficient.
He's made it this far.
She says he's independent.
Yep.
Okay, carry on. It just might make his life easier.
Bunny says, I used to be afraid of the same thing when I started doing eye therapy at home. You
Really?
can train your eyes to better focus. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna look this up. Later. I thought I was the only one that had that specifically weird fear.
Me too. Sorry, buddy.
I saw this thing like a while back that was this lady, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but it was like a comedian who's like a relatively well-known comedian. And she was talking about how she has an irrational fear of, she lives in New York City, and she has an irrational fear of air conditioners like falling out of windows.
Perhaps not irrational.
And that's what
How
like
often does it happen? Let's see the numbers on that.
she was like talking to her therapist about it, and her therapist was like, you realize that like this is an irrational fear, like that's like a 1 in a million chance. And she turns to her therapist and goes, I live in New York City, there's 8 million people here. It doesn't sound all that irrational to me. It's like,
I'm going to see the numbers on it before I say it's irrational or not irrational. A lot of old buildings in New York.
with like those AC units that are window units.
Heat. The environment's getting hotter. Might be irrational, might not be. I don't know.
Also, I think that movie, was it Happy Gilmore? I feel like that like implanted that fear into a lot of people's minds.
I believe it did. In mine.
That's one that I've seen. I did make a list, guys, of like popular movies that I haven't seen that I was like, I know by the name of that movie that it is like a like well-known popular movie, but I have not seen it and I know nothing about it.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to have you guys vote and pick one of these movies, and like we'll just do like I'll like watch it along with you guys, and you guys can see my virgin reaction to
Oh,
some of these movies. I'll find the notebook and I'll read it off later,
I like that.
and then you guys can pick it. I'll maybe do like one a week or something, but yeah. So number 3,
Ready.
we're on to number 3. Number 3 is called, Am I the asshole for getting rid of the animals my sister gave my daughter?
Yes.
That was like my first inclination, but I was
We
like,
don't know.
this is like, maybe it was an ant farm. I don't know.
And maybe maybe it's an inappropriate animal for an inappropriate place and it needs to find a different home.
Yeah,
Just because they were given,
yeah,
we don't know. The sister might not be rational.
yeah, maybe it's, yeah, we don't know. All I know about these is like the title and the approximate length, because I like try to get them on the screen where you can kind of read them behind us.
Oh,
That's all I know.
okay.
That's all I know. Okay. I was like, 'cause it says my male 36 daughter. I'm a male, age 36.
Okay, Rachel Poster is male 36.
Yes. And his daughter recently celebrated her 7th birthday.
Oh.
And without taking in mind that I said my daughter would appreciate nature books and Barbie dolls, my sister, who we are calling Amy, age 26,
Amy.
decided to, without permission, give my daughter 2 guinea pigs.
Amy. Amy's an asshole. Amy's behaving like an asshole.
Yeah.
She is trying to score anti-points. Ant-points. Ant-points. Points.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever it is.
And sorry.
Brother sibling points. Or
And sorry, of course.
father sibling points.
Of course that would be nice, but you gotta follow the rules.
Especially if you're gonna bring something living, like even a house plant. I feel like you should ask people.
Yeah. You know, like I've heard of, like Play-Doh or slime or something if the parents aren't really into it. Whatever. But, or noisy toys.
I was gonna say I did one a while back that It was when my sister-in-law was not really in my good graces, and I bought my nephew a train whistle.
Yeah, something like that. That's like, there's no limits there. Yeah, but that's where the line is, I'd say. For the
I feel like I actually maybe towed the line a little bit.
right. It's right there. I think that's where the line is with very noisy and messy choice. That's the line.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. Animal over the line.
So obviously, my daughter, who's into the nature books,
Yeah.
my daughter
She's
latched
cool.
onto them.
Of course she did.
So I kept them because I didn't want to break her heart. Although I hate animals. Okay,
Oh,
okay, Dad.
Original poster. Damn it.
Okay, Dad, you just lost a point. But all right.
And I was letting him slide on the Barbies.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe she likes Barbies.
Apparently she does.
Hundreds was dropped on appropriate food and toys and a cage for them, and then came the issue of bonding with them. Anybody with experience around 7-year-olds knows that they're obnoxious, and any attempts at holding the animals calmly failed. Okay, it's a 7-year-old. Like,
Who's obnoxious, the 7-year-old or the animal?
I think he's saying that, like,
The 7-year-olds are obnoxious.
yeah. Anyone who has experience around 7-year-olds knows that they're obnoxious.
Oh, original poster.
Okay, you are losing points really fast.
Dad. Dad, she's yours. Is that
Right.
what word did he use? Obnoxious?
Obnoxious, yes. Buddy Morrow says, once again, getting rid of animals equals asshole. Yep. Oh, it's guinea pigs, asshole. They're gonna be up all night, keep and squeaking. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, that's true. They're nocturnal, are they not?
They might be. I know. Was it gerbils or nocturnal?
Mm-hmm. Mice, apparently.
My sons, ages 5 and 3, are obviously curious about the guinea pigs and accidentally scare them half the time, driving up their stress levels. And then the cat, my one exception to my hate of animals, was curious about the new additions and not in a positive way. That's why they have a cage.
He hates animals.
You hate animals, but you have a cat. You know, I feel like cats.
He gave in on the cat.
Well, and he said it's his one exception. I feel like there are people who like hate people, but they like cats. So are there people who like hate animals, but they like cats?
Because cats are different.
Cats are different.
Yeah.
I love all animals and I love cats. Like there's like a little corner of my heart specifically for cats, but I love all animals. But definitely cats, like they have their own corner by themselves, like away from the other animals.
Yeah.
Because they don't necessarily like the other animals.
I see that you're on to something. Maybe he prefers an aloof animal.
Maybe he just likes cats.
Or he
And specifically just that one cat.
No, he hates it less. He gave in on it.
My one exception to my hate of animals.
Oh. I said correct. My one exception to it. So maybe he does not hate cats.
Maybe he doesn't hate cats, maybe he doesn't hate that cat, but the cat is the one exception. I tried to talk to Amy, but according to her, the guinea pigs were my responsibility now. My daughter began to slip on her duties of feeding and giving the piggies water.
She's 7.
Yeah. But thankfully a lot more understanding when I sat her down about the pigs and agreed, after some mild tears, that it would be best if they found a new home. A friend of mine is very experienced with guinea pigs, so he took them, and my daughter was happy to learn that she could visit them and have pictures of her guinea pigs to send to her. Okay, this sounds like a reasonable solution.
This is sounding like a reasonable
However, Amy learned that this is now pissed off at me for breaking my daughter's trust in me and betraying her own trust that I was a massive asshole.
And is that it?
That's it. That's the end.
Okay,
I
Dad.
need to clean this. I need to like take the screen protector off and clean this. I have a screen protector apparently.
Dad. I'm having trouble, oh gosh, with words, but I'm also having trouble defending this man. Because favorite guy. Okay, he's calling.
He's saying he hates animals.
He hates animals. All 7-year-olds are obnoxious. FYI, you have a 7-year-old.
You're gonna have 2 more of them too eventually.
Yeah.
A few years.
Possibly.
Yeah, depending.
We don't know, and we don't know if he has full custody.
Well, we don't. He might have full custody now and might end up without it in a few years.
He might be a single dad. We don't know. But we
We do know that he hates animals.
we know he hates animals. We know he says 7-year-olds are obnoxious. I just don't like that. But maybe he's just. I don't understand. This is a side note. Have you ever heard him referred to as pigs?
No, but I don't know a whole lot of guinea pig owners, so.
Yeah. And yeah, okay. And we live in the country where a pig is big.
We live where people actually have pigs. And sometimes they keep the piglets in the house.
What?
You've never been to a farmhouse where they keep the piglets in the house?
No,
Oh.
never, ever.
I have 2 people off the top of my head. I told you I was a 4-H kid. Well, you know I was a 4-H kid.
Yes, I was aware of that. Wait. The piglets, that means a baby pig.
Yeah.
They're in the house. Why?
Because they're cute and they're little and they're fun to play with. The same reason why you keep a dog in the house.
I thought it was because I need some special care.
No, just because they're fun. Sal had a litter. This one's cute. Usually it's the runt because the runt will sometimes their siblings will not let them.
That is yeah. I think chickens do that too.
So a lot of times if there's a runt, there's not a runt in every litter. But if there is a runt in the litter, it's very common where we live for them to bring the runt into the house.
To protect it.
And bottle feed it and bulk it up a little bit.
Okay, needed special attention. Do you know
I think it's just also they're cute.
do you know how long this takes? What's the length of time for this? How long does this happen?
Just a few, until they're the size of a dog. I mean,
And they're not cute anymore. They go outside.
Right, exactly.
I get you. You were fun when you were little and cute. Well, you can do that with a pig. I guess.
Yeah. Literally, you can do that with a pig.
It's not. Well, you can't just toss them after you put them back in it.
Yeah.
And are they okay then?
Yeah.
With the sibs and the
Yeah.
the mother's not I
there's-
don't want you
there's
anymore.
only a small period at the beginning where it's if they're not basically where they would have failure to thrive.
Mm.
And once you get them over that hump,
Mm-hmm.
then you can put them out. They're fine.
Okay. When they're in the house, is it 24/7?
No.
What is it?
When you're there with them, because they will tear up stuff and shit all over the place.
Mm. When you're there with them, do you confine them?
I mean, not in the house that I was in, but maybe, maybe you should have.
I know people that have had 2 people that have had puppies, and they put them in a kiddie pool. They put the kiddie pool in the house, and they put the puppies in the kiddie pool because they can't.
They were just wandering around, and they're really cute, and because they want to get on stuff and get up on stuff, but they don't have necks, so
They don't have necks.
yeah, a pig can't look up, it's just his neck. So if they're on the ground, they're little piglets, they have to kind of sit to look at you.
That seems adorable.
Because they're pigs.
Yeah,
They're so cute.
I've never seen.
And then
one.
they turn into adult pigs and they're less cute. But
I've seen an adult pig,
a hog
possibly.
or a. Okay.
I don't know.
It was gonna be bacon.
I don't know.
Okay. You live in the country. I'm sure you've seen more than one pig.
Well, I've seen them at the fair. Oh, maybe there were piglets. Were there piglets at the fair when I took you guys to see them?
Usually by the time the fair rolls around, they're big. They're too big.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they usually do have piglets in the petting zoo when they have like late litters. They'll have those in the petting zoo at the fair.
I don't remember that. 'Cause
I
I don't
remember.
remember ever touching one. But I
You've
can see.
never petted a pig?
Mm.
They have like wiry hair. It's weird.
Really?
It's like wirier than human hair, but it's less. It's like kind of like a bald man's head, but like with wiry hair.
That went so many directions. Is he a bald man if he has hair on his head? And it is a wire. It's not wire.
You've seen a bald man with hair on his head.
The poor guy.
Oh, you were thinking of one in particular.
No, I'm thinking of the guys with. Like, it would be better to be bald than to have some. Because then you have to shave it, right?
Yeah, well, my ex that I thought was the one that you were thinking of, there were like areas where it was like, I'm shaving this area because there's only just like a few scraggly hairs that come through.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
On the top.
huh. Yeah.
Sometimes you just get like a few.
Yeah. Hair's kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing against the guy.
And you know, I don't know if you know, the older you get, it's like, it almost seems like it's places you don't want to get it, places you do.
It migrates.
Yeah. It's like, huh, you wanted me over there. Nope, I'm over here.
It like starts leaving here, and then it starts like.
No, I'm thinking of the friend I had that
Ears.
married, oh yeah,
The back.
the ears. That married.
Not just the inside of the ears either. Sometimes it's like on the ear. Sorry, guinea pigs. We were talking about guinea pigs.
And then regular pigs and this wiry hair that I don't even want to. No, I've never touched a pig.
You've never petted a pig. They have kind of like.
I've touched a lamb.
It's kind of like leathery.
I've touched a cow.
Not like a cow at all.
I assume a cow would feel like a horse, but I don't know that I've touched one. I've touched a.
Cows are very similar to horses.
Don't think
They're
I've
not shaped the same, but.
No, I'm just thinking the touch. Like I wouldn't know what. Like when you touch a lamb, oh, it looks. It doesn't feel like
No,
that. It
no,
doesn't
no.
feel that great when you touch it.
It's
It
like
feels
a llama.
dirty old blanket that's not been cared for. And so
Like a llama.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I touched a llama.
You said unfortunately?
Unfortunately, no, that came out wrong. Unfortunately, yes, the llama and the lamb have the not nice feeling.
Well, not when it's on there and they've been rolling around in the. But once you shear it off and clean it up, it feels nice.
Of course. But then you're not petting an animal.
No, but then you pat them when it's sheared and that feels nice.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I don't think I did that.
It's like really soft skin.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't know guinea pigs are called pigs, but so be it. And I didn't know people kept pigs in the house for small periods of time to get them back to health or
I think they're just house pets.
boost them up. So that's interesting. And original poster.
Sorry.
In this case, you are not an asshole.
Is that what we're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Daughter understands. She's got a good situation. She can still visit it. You know,
Yeah.
she's got visitation
yeah.
rights.
I feel like like there were some tears, there was a lesson learned,
Mhm.
and daughter agreed that it was a better situation if somebody else took it.
Yes.
It would be one thing if you were like, okay, that's it, like you just can't have the
You come
guinea
home
pigs
and they're
anymore.
gone. That we've seen
Or-
that on here.
Or like, okay, no, you just can't have them, we're taking them.
Right. Mhm.
Even in front of them,
Mhm.
I think. So
She was involved in it. And it was a lesson. You know, we've all seen that where you don't give baby chicks for Easter. It sounds cute, but it's not.
Because then you've got adult chickens.
They grow up, and the pigs aren't going. These pigs are already fully grown, but and
You still have to take care of them.
it's a lesson. Does she when now she knows that animals take care,
Yeah.
and that's a good lesson.
That's going to be a good lesson when she gets a little bit older and maybe wants a dog after the cat is no longer there.
Or
Or
the dog needs more care than the cat.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we don't know. We don't know if he's, as we said, the sole parent or not. So it might be that the daughter is only there part time, and then he's got to take care of the damn things the rest of the time.
That's true. That's true.
Hmm. And he's like, you know, maybe I want to go to the lake with my buddies for the weekend, and I got
Like guinea pigs in it. Well,
Yeah.
Get a cat to take care of anyway. But you could have
You
the
can-
neighbor could come over and feed the cat or
well,
whatever.
my aunt would just leave food for it and leave it for.
I
I
know
know.
that there are people who do that.
I know.
I don't condone that type of behavior, but
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, so yeah, I don't think you're an asshole. I think your sister needs to grow up a little. She's 26.
Yeah.
For gosh darn sakes.
Yeah.
And she's saying what? It eroded her trust or something. Maybe it's teaching her responsibility, which sister didn't get.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
I feel like 7-year-old daughter is going to, if not
She's gonna
already,
remember this.
and if not already, soon she will surpass her aunt for responsibility
Could be.
and understanding.
Could be. Buddy Morrow said, those little strands holding on for dear life.
Huh.
Somewhere I have a picture. There's a picture of me holding a piglet at the fair.
Oh, that's sweet. Do you remember what it felt like?
My ex had one silver hair that would grow out of his back, and he would get industrial tweezers to pull it out. It was so tough.
It was so what?
Tough. I had one back hair one time, and you remember this because I was like, Mom!
It's ringing a bell.
And I made you pull it out. I was
Distant.
like,
Yes, because
why has he pointed it out? She was like, you have a hair on your back. And I was like, no. And I felt it, and she was right. And I was like, ah! And I made you tweeze it.
well, and I'm thinking of this ex. He's doing it himself. Can nobody give him a hand?
Grow on his back. We had to get
We.
industrial.
I thought it was he. I thought it was he.
We.
Good job, you. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed help. I don't think it's grown back. I did make her check for a while. I was like, yeah, make sure it's not coming back.
Was it?
It was one dark, like relatively thick hair, and I was like, what the hell?
We have hair.
I have, yeah,
Like when you have like peach fuzz.
I
hair.
have, you know where my unicorn hair is. I can't grab it right now.
I wasn't gonna bring that up. That's
I have
yours to tell.
I have a hair that's in the middle of my forehead. It is one blonde hair that grows out of the middle of my forehead. Every once in a while, I'll if I do a face mask or whatever.
And
I'll
it's
pull it
not
out.
like it's a different consistency than peach fuzz.
It is like a head hair that grows out of the middle.
Is it like a head hair or eyebrow hair?
No, it's like a head hair that grows out of the middle. For a long time, I didn't even realize it. I kept thinking it was just like a forehead hair. Like I have one that's like right at the center of my widow's peak there. And I thought it was that one, and I kept trying to brush it. And I realized that what I was doing was I was brushing it like this. I'm sorry. I don't care. My boss, when I figured it out, I remember my boss she was younger than me. She's the one who had the same name as.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, look. And she's like, that's disgusting, pull it out. And I was like, no, I like it.
Oh! I go along with the boss.
I mean, it gets pulled out when I do a face mask every once in a while, but I think it's still there. I can't find it right now, but If I had a mirror, I could find it. It's like right here.
I don't.
It's not quite in the middle. It's like slightly.
I can't see it in here, but
Right. It's like perfectly blonde, and like I said, it only irritates me when it gets long enough to like get down in my eyes. Your face.
did you what, comb over?
No, then I just pull it out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Although one time it came, like it took a while to come back, and I was like, maybe I should have pulled it out.
Ah!
It's forever.
You missed it. You missed it.
Yeah.
Oh. You never know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a Joni Mitchell song there for all you youngsters.
I'm not
Okay.
embarrassed in my body. I love my body.
Good.
It does some weird shit, but like, isn't that just interesting?
That is interesting. And that's yes. Yeah, that I like that attitude. I like that. It is an amazing thing.
It is some amazing things, really.
It is amazing what it does.
So number 4.
Mhm.
Am I the asshole for sending a student home for racist remarks?
No, you're not.
That was my first thought when I read that. I was like, no.
But we don't know.
We have like 6 paragraphs here, so.
Buckle up.
Right. I am a 22-year-old male, and I work in alternative education setting where we serve all grades 7 through 12. It's not all grades, but whatever. 7 through 12. Due to low budgets and just general mismanagement at the admin level, this means that we have several grades in the same room at the same time, so 12-year-olds are often working along with 16 and 17-year-olds. This will be important to remember later.
He says that?
Yes.
Okay.
This is over-explaining Reddit dude wrote apparently.
Yeah, because how many paragraphs?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one of them's short.
Okay. Alt Ed. Yeah, I've done that before.
One of my younger students, a 7th grader, was working through his history class when he began a section on 9/11, September 11th. I think even if you don't live in the U.S., you probably know what that is. The student proceeded to say in front of a class of 25, how come we let Muslims into the country after they did that?
Okay.
The entire class immediately went quiet until one of my older students, a 12th grader who was born in Pakistan and moved here when he was 5, stood up and said, what the F did you just say? But apparently he said that word.
No.
I immediately sent the 7th grader, the younger one. Yes. Not the one from Pakistan. I immediately sent the 7th grader to the office and met individually with my older student one-on-one, basically reassuring him that his reaction was completely understandable, and I asked him if he needed a minute or two to breathe before coming back into class. He said yes. Took the next few minutes to relax in the cool down room, a smaller room that's joined in my class that I let students use when they become incredibly stressed. It has a couple of couches with a stack of blankets and pillows, and sometimes kids use it for naps before school. It looks like they had a rough night. Can I just for the teacher and his handling of that situation, in the moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I appreciate that you guys have a cool down room too. That's,
Yes, yeah.
It sounds like yes, there's some issues with.
All the education's kind of like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I liked it when I worked in it. And a lot of times they don't have budget for it at all. So I get that they're putting it, combining, because the one I worked at is gone. And it's a good thing. I mean, the program was a good thing. Okay, so OP sent the 12-year-old to the office.
12th grader. No, 12-year-old. Yeah, I actually don't think that he's a 12-year-old. I think he is.
The 7th grader.
Yes. The 7th grader to the office with you.
Okay, so get him out of here.
And then 12th grader, older one, immigrant.
Let's
Said,
talk
"Do
to
you need a
him,
minute?"
console him.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Yeah, that he's.
Go hang out in the cool down room if you need to.
Yeah.
Older student came back in around 10 minutes later and said thank you for letting him use the room and got back to his work. things seemed pretty decent after that. I got word that the 7th grader was picked up by his parents and no incidents occurred after this. However, nearly 2 hours later, I received a call from the 7th grader's parents and had to hold the phone away from my ear as they began screaming at me for, quote, excluding their son just because someone got offended. I informed the parents that the student's behavior violated the most basic rule of my classroom, which is common decency and respect. And that I did not tolerate racism or bigotry of any kind in my class. I promptly ended the call, documented the conversation, and sent a note to my admin.
I'm not applauding that.
What? For his response to the teacher, to the parents?
His response to the 7th grader. Because, okay, I don't know, maybe that's school policy, or is that his classroom policy? How much control? Okay, if this 7th grader, we know 7th graders they're not rational, blah, 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 blah. Yes, get him out of the room for the bit, but then let's go back and talk with him. You don't just...
This is the same day.
You don't just ship him off and you discuss it. And why is this wrong? And why do we still let Muslims in the country? And, oh dear.
You don't think that he needs to be suspended for the rest of the day? For making a racist remark?
I'm not sure that I do, because he said, how come we let Muslims into the country? I mean, was he just being a ass when he said that, and he knows,
Sounds like.
and he knows the answer?
That's what it sounds like.
I don't know. Or do we say, well, here's why, and we explain to him why that is an ass thing to say and to think, and then let's work through this. I just don't think, I think in this...
I think if the parents are calling and screaming at him that that their kids shouldn't be excluded just because someone got offended.
That's wrong.
No, what I'm saying is, like, that's what this kid has at home. That's what he's picking up on. That is
right. So he needs another.
What I'm saying is that what he said at the beginning. Why are we letting them in this?
Oh, you're saying he knows that.
He knows that. He's got this at home. That's what he's
Okay.
mirroring what he's picked up at home.
Okay. So let's give him another person that he can, or let's try to educate him. I just feel like, we're like, oh, those people are bad, and so we don't talk. And I think he's a 7th grader. I think there's still time for him.
But how is he supposed to respond when these parents are literally screaming at him on the phone?
I'm back at how he got sent home. I don't know whose.
I think it's school policy. He sent him to the principal, and the principal sent him home. I think if it wasn't school policy for them to send him home, they would have addressed it in the principal's office and sent him back to class.
Okay. And we don't know if it's a one day or we don't know what.
Right.
So send him home for the day, and then tomorrow he comes back.
I agree.
And then we talk about it.
I agree, but I think he needs to go home for the rest of the day. He needs to realize that, like, when you say that shit, and, like, we say that there's consequences for your actions, those consequences are real, and not just imaginary consequences that you can get around because you're a white person.
Okay.
Because your parents came and complained. Because Karen called up on the phone, and now you don't have to be suspended for the rest of the day, when somebody else saying that would have had to be suspended for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs consequences, and I think he needs to follow through those consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that his parents are calling saying, "Oh, somebody got offended. You shouldn't." No, like that somebody, your son said something offensive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether or not somebody got offended. Your son said something offensive.
Yeah, if he just said that to the teacher, yeah, that's offensive. The way, yeah, okay.
And if he would have just like asked the teacher, like, "Okay, well, but why do we do this?" Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, then I feel like the teacher would have been like, okay, like if this is a one-on-one and you're legitimately asking that, I will explain that, like, that is xenophobia to, like, assume that, like, one bad person means that everybody who is in that cultural group is bad. Like, that's,
Right.
Like, that's, yeah.
And he needs that education. But you're saying he doesn't need that education. He already knows that, and he's already
a bigot.
Entrenched, and he's a bigot. Okay.
30 minutes later, I received an email from my admin stating that the parents had lodged an official complaint against me. Yeah, this kid's parents are bigots.
Okay.
Stating that I was excluding their son based on my own political and social beliefs. Yeah, this kid's parents are bigots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they expected an apology from not only me, but, quote, the Muslim student who intimidated our child. The admin says that I should have given the younger student a chance to sit outside my class and think about what he said instead of immediately sending him home, and that he was just being young and naive. Am I the asshole for not giving this student a chance to think about what he did instead of just immediately sending him out? That's you think that maybe he is.
I thought that at first.
Edit, I should have included this in the original post, and seeing how it's been coming up quite a bit, I think it should be included. It is my opinion the 7th grade student was not asking a genuine question. Before this comment was made, he already had a long history in the school of racist remarks towards other students and had previously served detention for using derogatory language towards some of the female students in the previous class that I was situated in.
Thank you for confirming that. Yes, that's a whole different story then. I didn't. You said that was a good possibility, and you're right.
That's what I was reading at the beginning of it.
I wasn't reading
Clarified.
that. I was reading he was a little dumb bunny. Oh, why we let him in the country? No, he knows, and he's just why we let them in the country.
He knows.
Yeah. Okay. So no, not the asshole. He's done it before. He can't continue it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on him. I'm still
No.
gonna
No.
educate him.
But OP is not the asshole
No, for sending him home for the day. We think it's a day. We don't know how long.
for the rest of the day. Yeah, I sent him home for the day.
Yeah. But but is that something they do these days? Because you have to make sure there's an adult there. I don't know. I've not.
His parents came and picked him up. He could have spent the rest of the day in the principal's office.
Oh, they came and got him.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to pay better attention to these details. The deets.
The parents came and picked him up in 10 minutes.
Both of them.
The OP says I found out parents picked him up. Didn't say.
The only time as a teacher I've ever sent a child home or been involved in that was when she had lice. And I checked with her family, made sure that there was somebody there that could
But if you
receive her at home. I've only.
But if you had a student that was making another student feel unsafe, you would have sent that student home.
My only point is, so this is just housekeeping, is I'm wondering, in this day and age, how, in the 50s, it was assumed that there was a parent at home and a parent at...
There's a global panini. It's assumed that there's a parent at home.
Forgot the panini. Forgot the panini. Okay. Yeah. That was my only thing as a teacher. Like, oh, I'm going to send this kid home, and then the kid leaves the building and
Doesn't go home.
smokes weed and does something bad, and then they're like, excuse me, you sent the kid out there. I'm
His
thinking.
parents picked him up.
Okay.
Parents picked him up.
Okay.
Bigot parents came to pick up little bigot.
Parents are assholes. They're behaving in a dreadfully assholeish way.
Parents are bigots.
Yeah. Parents. They are. They're horrid.
Bunny Morris says, I like this teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And yes.
I think it's important that children learn that there are consequences for bigotry, yes, when they're young, and that they don't grow up thinking that it's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm on board with that now that I understand that's the situation.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe he was a confused little feller. But no, he's a bigot in training. He's a little bigot.
He's a little bigot.
Yeah. So,
He needs to unlearn his bigotry.
oh yeah. OP not asshole.
Are we ready for number 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my teammates that if they want their name to appear on the project, they have to pay me?
be what it seems. Things are not always what it is.
I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs, but they're short paragraphs, so.
Oh, sorry. I stayed up too late.
Me too. I stayed up late to do that video for Steve, and it was like 10 o'clock when I was done.
Oh my god. I didn't want to go there.
Okay, but I got up early. Well, a little bit, only a little bit early. I got up at 5. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, I only got 7 hours. Okay, that's fine. Actually, 7 hours is fine. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
I'm not going down that road.
I was
Because-
thinking about the other day. When's the last time I saw Midnight?
I'm just saying, if
You probably saw Midnight this morning, didn't you?
yeah,
My mom's a night owl. I am not.
and it's getting worse. If it's like I reach, if I go past, there's a point of no return.
So you need to go to bed before you reach the point of no return.
It's rational. That's rational thought.
What time is that? Do I need to like call you like 30 minutes before that and tell you to stop whatever it is that you're doing?
You're
and get
sound
ready?
asleep. How would you be able to?
Oh,
call
okay,
me?
never mind.
And here's the other problem. No, it's yeah. We're talking like less than a handful of hours of sleep. But then it's like, okay, I'll set my alarm and then I can get 5 out of this. I can do this. And then my eyes pop open an hour and a half before that. So it's like 3.5 hours. Anyway.
Yeah, I get that when it's like when you wake up early and you're just like, fuck it. Like that happens to me sometimes like 4 o'clock and I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it.
Well, if you wake up at 4, I might still be awake.
Yeah, that's happened before. I have gotten up and I was like, fuck it, I'll get up. And then my mom texts me 5 minutes later and she's like, okay, I'm getting ready to go to bed.
That did happen. That did
That didn't happen exactly a week ago. Well, a week and a half ago.
No, it was longer than that. It wasn't last week. I don't feel it.
I think it was last week.
I don't think it was. But lack of sleep, I might not be.
I think, because I feel like I remember being like, okay, so she's really not going to be up for like making the strawberry soup. I'm just going to go ahead and make the strawberry soup now. That's what I feel like that was last week. But
Okay.
you know, we can go back and rewatch and see because they're all saved on YouTube now.
I don't think we said it on here. I think there might be a text where I was like, I might be late, I'm going to bed. And
Oh no, I told them because you came and you were doing compost and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's after 10. I'm here by myself. My mom texted me when I got up this morning and was like, hey, I'm going to bed.
Wow.
You might not have been here when I said it.
So
but
I lost I did not think that was last week. Okay.
It might have been the week before. You guys can let me know.
The compost was last week. And you starting
think it was last
starting without me was last week.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But it might have been, I said it the week before that, and I'm confusing it in my head. That happens. Had a recent head injury.
Head injury, lack of sleep.
That's when I was like doing that video last night. I was like, I'm just head injury, okay? Like you guys know at this point, just head injury, okay?
Yeah.
If I say something stupid, just head injury,
Head
okay?
injury.
Okay,
Injury.
so I'm a 29-year-old male. Not me, but OP. And I worry a lot about my grades. I have been told that I am very bossy and rude when I'm working in a team. So I want to know if I'm an asshole.
So is it school, not work?
I think this is school.
It's a little.
I'm a university student.
Ah. Okay.
That's the next paragraph.
Okay. See, I would. Okay.
My team project is due in a week. Or this week. So, okay, here's the thing, is I feel like, so I am a little bit this person when it comes to team projects. I did not realize when I was a university student that I was autistic. But now, as an adult, it's like, oh, yeah, maybe I was kind of bitchy whenever I was like because it's like I am autistic and I'm particular about how they're not. They just want to get it done for the grade.
Right. Right.
Because you're neurotypical and you're like, yeah, duh.
No, because I'm a teacher. Because I was a teacher.
Oh,
And
okay.
because I was a student.
Yeah, so you've seen the group that was
I've
like
seen
mine, and
both
I'm just like,
sides.
oh my
I've seen both sides, and I've been in both sides.
god! And you've seen when you've been my parent when it's like I'm literally doing the entire group project
I've been that person.
for the group.
I've been that person.
Yeah. So we have a team project due this week. It says I, but we.
There's no I in team, sir.
The project is equivalent to 60% of our final grade. And I have a scholarship, so this project is extremely important to me because I gotta keep that GPA up. He didn't say that part about the GPA, but I understand.
I could tell because it was a different voice.
The teacher made the teams. I am teamed up with. Damn it! Why'd you have to give them just letters? Okay, it's okay. I'll do it. It's fine. I am teamed up.
Can you give it a name?
No, because I'm gonna forget them halfway through.
No, if it goes with a letter, maybe it'll help.
I'll forget it halfway through.
Okay.
Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. It's just says M, N, and F.
Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. Okay.
I'm gonna forget, but it's okay. From the beginning, I could see that Marvin, Nancy, and Frank did not have good work ethic. They rejected all my requests to start doing the project and did not respond to my messages and did not want to meet me to work either. When we only had a month until delivery date, I gave up and started doing the work myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sounds familiar. They didn't contact me again, so I didn't either.
Mm.
No. The project is due in 3 days, and I just received a message from, did we say Marvin, Nancy, and Frank?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. They know I did the work because I told them that I have a scholarship and I care about my grades, so they have been sending me a lot of messages about the project. But you just received a message. But I guess maybe it was all or none.
And what?
I got sick of their messages, so I texted them. You didn't do anything in the almost 2 months that we had to work on the project. You also ignore my messages and don't care about the project until this week. I did the work of 4 people alone, and you are a fool if you think that I'm going to add your name to the project you did not participate in for free. If you want your name to appear, you must pay me $100 US. If you don't pay, then I guess you'll fail.
You're an asshole. I'm sorry, OP.
Marvin, Nancy, and Frank are really angry. And they haven't stopped posting on social media about how awful I am, saying I'm a bad teammate and the worst human being, etc. Honestly, I don't care what they say, but my group of friends all tells me that demanding that they pay me is something that only an asshole does, and that I should just be the bigger person and add them to the project. So now I'm conflicted.
We can help you with that conflicted stuff in your head, OP.
I already put it on the screen. I already know what you're going to say.
He's an asshole. He's behaving like an asshole.
You're all acting like assholes.
Oh, yes, that's an option. I forgot that was an option. Yes, all assholes. And, oh boy. See, I don't, I like team projects, and it took me a while to figure this out. Teachers that do them in middle school, because it's a learning experience.
This is in university.
Exactly. In uni, I don't know that I like 60% of a person's grade and a scholarship being left up to the toss of a dice that these other people are behaving like this. That said,
yeah, one shitty grade in middle school is not going to affect you forever. One shitty grade in university when you have a fucking scholarship on the line absolutely can fuck you.
well, and the person in middle school, I found out that I don't think they even basically used that grade. They just,
That's what I'm saying.
the kids
It
didn't
doesn't
know
even
it.
go on your permanent
The
record.
kids didn't. Nobody, even on their middle school record, I don't know that was heavily weighted. That the teacher just threw that in there to teach them that, in life, you sometimes have to work in a group, and you sometimes don't get to pick who's in that group. So that,
Yeah, I also feel like in uni, if you're going to make a group project, let them pick their group.
yes.
The teacher assigned it in uni.
Yes. And, yeah. And I also know, and maybe it's because of the panini that we've been going through.
Bunny says don't make them pay, but don't put their name on the project either. That's one way to do it. I feel like that would be less of an asshole than being like,
That would
give me
be-
$100.
That would be less than
I'd be
enough.
like, I did the project. My name goes on it.
I feel like
I got fucked over like this one time in high school. It was actually a partner, me and one other person. And the other person messaged me literally like the night before and was like, hey, what do you have? And I was like, here's what I have. She copy pasted it onto her own grade and turned it in like basically an exact duplicate, but like with a different font. And then the teacher was like, okay, since I don't know which one of you did all of this work, you both get half credit. And I got 50% and she got 50%. When it was an A, it would have been an A paper.
did the teacher ask you each independently if it was yours or not?
No, because it would have been obvious. She was like I was the student who it was a science class.
Yeah,
I was the one who got in trouble for science class for like including extra data and doing extra experiments and stuff like that. Like I literally did get in trouble for that one time when it was like, you're not supposed to be using the Bunsen burner, and I'm like, but I wanted to find out. You remember that? I got sent to the principal's office.
Yeah, that's a bad. Yeah, that teacher needed to.
You know that teacher too.
I think I do. So
you know which one. You know which one.
Marvin, Nancy. Okay, original poster. I only know because having contact with my nephew during the panini, and he was getting his master's in engineering and computer science, and there were issues with teams because do we meet together? How do we do that? And I know he had a lot of meetings with his professor, like, how am I going to do this? What about this idea?
Or their advisor or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know, original poster. Why didn't you go to the instructor right away?
Yeah.
And say, just say,
hey, I'm the only one doing this work. Nobody else.
I've tried to include Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. You don't need to say they're deadbeat losers. But you could
say that they're deadbeat losers.
You could say, in my humble opinion, you could say they've not responded, they've done nothing. But this project, original poster, you're saying was almost 2 months. It's 3 days before, and now you're threatening them with $100 or else.
Yeah. Also, we don't even know. Like Marvin, Nancy, and Frank could have actually been all together, like working on a separate project that they were going to turn in. That that they could be like, hey, OP hasn't contributed to this at all.
Right.
And the three of us have been working together, doing all this teamwork, and like here he's being an asshole and like doing his own thing.
Right. We don't know. How many times in the beginning do we say communication? This is communication. And now you, sir.
I'm out of ice water, but I'm gonna be in there. I can hear you.
Okay. Now he's gotten it to where it's in such a pickle, and that he's going to these crazy ass ideas of. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Not illegal, but against school policy.
It is illegal
to threaten other classmates. I think that.
I would say the purchasing your grade is illegal.
Yes, a good call. Purchasing your grade is illegal. Offering to buy, sell a grade, that's illegal.
Schoolwork is illegal.
That is illegal. Yeah, selling your schoolwork, which is what you're doing. You're saying, I did it for $100. You can have a quarter of it. That's what you're doing. You're selling your
Selling schoolwork.
You're selling your schoolwork, and you were a part of this. You don't want to admit that. You want to be all like, oh, Marvin, Nancy, and Frank are horrible, and they took advantage of me, and they blah 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 blah. You had so many points in times in this where you could have done something different
Yeah.
and you didn't.
Oh wow, this tape is coming. Buddy Morrow says, if team projects are supposed to help you learn about working with others, then you have to learn that. And if you don't work with others, you don't get the credit. This piece of tape has been on this step stool since I lived at the place before the place before the place before the place before the last place I lived.
Was it at the place that was a horseshoe?
The one just after that.
So, masking tape is,
15 years is about how long you don't know. I think it's 10 years. 10 years? Yeah. Yeah, it's like 10 years. I think it was 2012 that I moved in there. This is 9 years. And I could feel it coming up at the edge, and then I grabbed it, and it all came out of my face.
I came off my piece now.
Okay, sorry.
So there you go.
That was over there, and it was.
Number 5, OP is an asshole. Well, they're all assholes.
You're all acting like assholes.
They're all acting like assholes, and
And I agree with Buddy Morrow. If I was the professor, it was like one person turned in and was like, none of them helped. Okay, fine then. None of you get the grade.
including original poster.
I mean, if that's the lesson was you have to work with others.
I don't know if that's the lesson. In middle school, that was the lesson. I don't know, and I don't know that this is a proper lesson in university.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not really sold on that either. And do we know what
Oh, I forgot to put these up in chat. Sorry.
do
guys.
we know what they're studying?
Nope.
That might matter.
I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to number 6 for what I'm putting up in the Twitch chat. Sorry, I forgot about it.
No. Oh, gotcha.
I had them on the. If people wanted them, they could have popped them up. But
Okay. Okay, so all assholes.
if you're all assholes. All right, on to number 6.
Mm-hmm.
So our last one.
I like this table, and this is even better than mine.
Better than your notebook.
Better
Okay.
than the clipboard. Yeah. You know, sometimes necessity being the mother of invention is good.
It's true. This one, I laughed because it's about mothers-in-law, and I feel like me and white people have like pretty good relationships with our mothers-in-law. So like, whenever I see mothers-in-law ones, I'm like, okay.
I might have a little bit of information about that.
About my mother-in-law?
No. I might have had some.
Some words of wisdom about your mother-in-law?
No, I might have had some experiences with mother-in-laws.
Mother-in-law?
Mothers-in-law.
A lot of people say mother-in-laws. It's not technically correct, but like whatever.
Well, I'm just talking about one mother-in-law. So.
With a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 6 is titled, Am I the Asshole? I insisted both moms wear green dresses to my wedding.
Carry on. We'll see.
I've been engaged for almost a year. I love green, and it's the wedding color. I'm not having bridesmaids. Since I was little, I always wanted my mom and my mother-in-law to wear a green dress. That's one of the 4 things that
Since I was little, I wanted this?
Since I was little, I've always wanted my mom and mother-in-law to wear a green dress. She has no bridesmaids, so already I'm like, I don't know that this is a bridezilla. Like, I'm getting mixed messages, but okay.
You know what I'm thinking so far? She wants her mom and her mother-in-law to be her bridesmaids. Basically.
Maybe. We'll see. That is one of the 4 things that I have been very vocal about for my wedding since I got engaged. The other 3 things are that my fiance be at the end of the aisle. I write my own ceremony. Oh, apparently they studied to be a minister. And I want super fancy invitations. I think those are like huge things to ask for. But, okay. The wedding dress, the food, the venue, all those things I've not stressed about. I told my mom and his mom when we went wedding dress shopping in November of last year that I wanted them to wear green. I mentioned it a few times in the past year. Don't care what shade, just get a formal green dress. At first, my mom didn't like the idea, but she knew it was important to me, so she took the time to find a green dress she liked. My future mother-in-law just called and said that she can't find a green dress and doesn't want to order one. She and her mom, so my grandmother-in-law, called me a bridezilla for dictating what color the moms wear. I believe I'm being reasonable by saying any green, and I told her a year ago that this was a thing that was important to me. It's not my fault that she waited till less than a month before the wedding to do her dress shopping. I sent her photos of the dress my mom bought by my mom. I sent her photos of the dress I think it's my mom bought when she ordered it. Little typo, it's fine. I sent her photos of when the dress came in. I sent her websites. This isn't something new. Am I being an asshole for insisting she order a green dress? Update. When I mentioned this in November last year, she told me green was her favorite color and that she looks good in green. I'm not me buying the dresses. Groom thought that the request was fine when I started planning. Groom thinks that his mom is the asshole for waiting until the last minute. But I haven't told her off over any of this. I am okay with being wrong here. My future mother-in-law is amazing. I got lucky in the mother-in-law department. I like that she added that at the end.
That was nice. Yes.
That she's okay with being wrong, and that her her mother-in-law being an awesome person is like way more important than that.
Yes, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna unpack. You're saying, okay, I'm only picky about 4 things. However, one of those 4 things, so 25%, involves maybe 50% because the hubs has to go along with at the end of the aisle. The things you're insisting on are involving other people. So like if you pick your colors orange, whatever, it doesn't matter to anybody else. But if you're saying what another person needs to wear, obviously that includes that person. So that I think was all kind of odd that she's telling them. To my mind, you don't tell the mother-in-law what color to wear. You can make suggestions. You can. Hopefully, you'll chat with each other. You know that's been my experience. Would you be okay if I wore this color? Oh yeah, sure, yeah. You know, I don't know. Maybe this one.
Because also you don't want one mother to show up the other mother. You wanna you don't want them to look like they're going to 2 different weddings.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, been there, done that.
I've seen that before.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Where it's like it literally looks like these 2 mothers are at 2 different weddings.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it at a. I wasn't involved in it, but I saw it at a.
Yeah, Bunny says OP seems to be pretty reasonable to them, and I feel like she's not like making a whole lot because you're saying okay, yeah, those demands are demanding on other people, but like how many brides are like, okay, I want 12 bridesmaids and I want you all in like a one shoulder and like you have to have this color, this, whatever.
Right. And you have to pay $250 for that dress.
Right.
And you're never gonna wear that again. That's how you
and all of the guests
wear it again.
And all of the guests can only wear beige or black.
Oh my gosh.
And
I've never been to one of those, but I've heard of them.
I've gotten invitations that required that. I was like not going, but
yeah, I know somebody that went to.
I got an invitation one time that it was like you can only wear beige or black.
Wow.
And it was like, but no white, which understandable, it's a wedding, but like
you're not supposed to wear white. You're not supposed to wear black, technically. Not technically.
Well, I think this one you could.
Yeah.
But it was because it matched the theme of their wedding.
Okay.
And I was like, so if I show up with like
That's a little pushy.
a black polo shirt and khakis, is that
I would have pushed that on.
This is back when I worked at Michael's, like my Michael's uniform.
Ooh, yeah, black shirt. I would have pushed that envelope.
No, it was a wedding. I wasn't going.
Okay.
See, there are people in this world who love going to weddings. That they're just like, ooh, I don't even care who's going, who's getting married. Like, I want to go to the wedding. Like, let's do it. Happy days. And then there are people like me who are like, I don't care if that's my best friend. If you want me to go and you're my best friend, like, I will go. But like, otherwise, I don't want to be at anybody's wedding. Like, it is like I am never at a wedding of my own volition. Like, I will go for other people. But, like, I don't even want a wedding for myself.
I think you go for the other part. You say there's people that just like to go to a wedding. I don't.
Yeah.
Huh. I've never
Yeah.
heard of them, but okay. But I think you.
What's her face? There's that Canadian YouTuber that she's like thirsty lately. I feel like maybe her boyfriend broke up with her a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago. But there's a big old spider on that. You need to go away, buddy. But yeah, she's always talking about how she loves going to weddings, and I'm like, I do not love going to weddings. Oh, good, you're on the floor now. Bye.
And heading for the back door. I was pretty much.
I love spiders, but I'm not gonna like antagonize the spider and get him to bite me because, you know, that's just mean.
It would be. I was pretty much not seeing OP's point until mother-in-law said, "Oh, great! I like green. I'll wear green."
Yeah.
Why don't you do a reversal of fortune there?
I think green dress is probably hard to find.
Yes.
I remember a while back when I
Yes.
was trying to find like a top to do like a Luigi cosplay and like trying to find freaking green that looked good on me, and it's still, yeah.
But this woman says she looks good in green.
Yeah, but it's so hard to find a green dress, especially in 2021. Like, it's not a popular color right now.
It's hard to find. It is. You're right. And as a mother of the groom, it's hard, and you gotta,
And again, you don't want to like get something that's like fancier or so that you're not showing anybody up or
yeah, you gotta be, especially, because this is the in-laws, right?
yeah. Well, it's
So-
the groom's mom.
Yeah, so you kind of give.
We don't know that it's we don't know the gender of the OP, but we know that their partner is a groom. So
Okay. Because, I in my opinion, the mother of the bride, if this is the case,
if it's a hetero
if
couple,
it's, it gets first choice. In my opinion.
and she's already made said choice.
Yes.
It's mother of the groom that hasn't bought her dress yet.
Gosh. You know what?
I feel like if I was groom in this situation, I would be like, hey mom, what's your dress size? This one okay? I'll order it for ya. I'm just like, if wifey, you know, which she does want like kind of a big, whenever the panini's over, we'd like to have like a big ceremony, you know what I mean? And like, if it's something that like she wants, but there's like issues, I feel like as groom or whatever, but like future spouse, that is your job to be like, hey mom, this is all we're asking of you. Can you please get on board for your partner? Can you please get on board for wifey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you love wifey. You guys get along so great. Can't you just do this one thing to like help just like our marriage start out on the right foot with our relationship with you? Like, you would be such a great mother-in-law to do this. That's what I would do as a groom.
Yes. And she's saying that she likes the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And the mother-in-law likes green. So I'm a little confused why the mother-in-law has an issue unless she genuinely is
They're
having.
still hanging out on the floor, Bunny, but like I'm trying to ignore them because I don't want to kill them because I like them. There's actually two of them.
I just see one.
Well, I don't know where the other one went.
There's the one over there.
I know, but there was two of them. I like them. I like spiders, but I just sometimes when they're in my house and that one appears to maybe have a marking on its back that might potentially indicate that it might be venomous. So
yeah, I had one of those a while back. Not that long ago.
I got bit by a brown recluse not that long ago. I saw it bite me. Now, luckily, it was like on my big toe, where I think there's like a big callus because it hurt for a while, but luckily it didn't.
Gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Gotta watch that.
Mikey
Okay.
freaked out. She thought I was gonna die.
No, you just lose body parts. You know?
Well, that's what she's like. You're gonna lose your toe.
That happens. It happens.
And then for like a week after that, every day I would like come into the living room and take my socks off and be like, "Can we just look at my toes and appreciate them while I still have them?" Because I like bust up my toes all the time, just in general.
Oh my God. Well, I still have them.
So that's the joke between me and my wife. Is appreciate my toes while I still have them.
Before they go the way of the...
Either the way of a spider, the way of injury, the way of who knows what.
You know, there's a lot of things like that. We should enjoy it while we have it. Because you never
I have
know
gorgeous toes.
when you're not...
They might not all be there in the future.
I need to work on your toe esteem here. Good
See,
job.
I feel like that's part of the reason why people are like they're surprised that like I could like be streaming and on social media and like not wear makeup and like have like my like shitty grown out mullet and like stuff like that. And it's like the thing is that I am luckily one of those AFAB people who has never ever doubted in my entire life whether or not I'm an attractive person. Like I don't like.
Correct.
Like, I have other self-esteem issues, but
Right.
as far as, like, when it comes to my appearance, like, look at me, like,
Gorgeous.
right? Like, even without makeup, I'm gorgeous, and, like, I know it. Like, it's not,
Yeah. No.
like, I never, like, when people, like, come into my stream and they're like, you're ugly, boo, I'm like, you're having a bad day.
Like a bad day. You think I'm unattractive.
Right? I mean, come on, look at this jawline.
Something is going on with you. Can I tell the one about the... Well, I guess I can because you're... So you were in a musical group and you were going to be under lights and...
Oh, we had a school concert. It was gonna be a concert.
Yeah, and you were grade school, and you didn't wear makeup, and I was not big on makeup, and it was not a thing. But I was fixing your hair, so you needed you wanted assistance, and then so you were in my bathroom, and I was doing that, and then you are a little pale, and so I said,
What do you think?
so I said,
I have porcelain skin.
she got beautiful. And I was wrong in this exchange, I'm going to tell you. So I said, as you finished your hair and had your, and you probably, I think you had to wear black. So,
If it was for a concert, yeah, we always had
yeah,
that.
so I didn't know if you were going to look a little washed out. And so I said, would you like me, special exception, because we don't, you weren't wearing makeup, to put a little blush on your cheeks just to put a little color in there.
What's wrong with that?
You corrected me and you said, no, I know I'm beautiful. No, you said, well, I'm beautiful the way I am. I don't need that. And I was like, oh,
I don't
God.
remember
And
that.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm a horrible mother. I'm a horrible mother implying that you need a little boost because you're not good enough.
It obviously didn't hurt my self-esteem, though. It's not like
But
I
it
went
was
through
not-
a conversation being like, oh, well, I'm not as beautiful as I thought I was.
But I'm just saying, apparently I didn't, I'm not sure where you got, hopefully I helped with that, but at that moment, I was not, and you corrected me and I was right. I was like, yes, duh. You are very beautiful and you do not need a little blush on your cheeks to, yeah. And I was very proud of you and I was disappointed in myself that I was implying that you were less than, and let's boost you a little bit. Well, just those lights, just those lights.
It obviously didn't hurt my self-esteem.
Good.
I'm totally fine.
I'm glad.
Because like I said, I've got self-esteem issues over all kinds of other shit, but when it comes to my appearance, not a problem.
Good. Good.
I feel like I'm really lucky. I feel like most people who are assigned female at birth, it's a lot of people grow up, even if they're told you're beautiful, they don't necessarily know if they believe that.
Agree. Agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully I had some part of that.
Oh, thank you. Bunny said we stand the confidence. Thank you.
She said what?
We stand the confidence.
Oh. Number 6.
Yeah, we haven't given her judgment yet.
You want my just straight up opinion? Do we know how we know this person's a female?
We don't know that, but we're gonna go ahead and assume that they are, because it says that they're getting married and their partner is the groom.
And standing at the end of the aisle. And I think I might have said this last week. I think a wedding might have been involved last week. We don't know, that was where my question, we don't know original poster's age, I don't think. But original poster is in seminary, has some seminary training.
I studied to be a minister, but also we know OP's partner has a grandmother that's still living.
Good clue. Good clue. That one.
So probably 30s or under.
Yeah, I just think it's so easy to get swept up into the wedding thing, and then for me, and weddings were pretty simple in my day, in the early 80s, and there's so much more now. But even looking back on mine, it was like, oh, why was it a thing?
I feel like I can see this two ways.
Okay.
One is one day, and like the whole rest of your lives together, that's gonna be your mother-in-law for the rest of your life. It is one freaking day. The other side of this is, to mother-in-law, is one freaking day, and your daughter-in-law and son are gonna have those wedding photos for the rest of their life. Do you want to, every time that they look at those wedding photos for the rest of their marriage together, for them to have that in their mind that, oh, groom's mom couldn't follow the instructions?
Or wouldn't do what
Right.
they asked.
Every time they get out that wedding album,
Yeah.
they're gonna have, whether or not they say it, it's gonna be in there.
Oh, you're right.
Mom wouldn't follow the instructions
Yeah.
that she knew about a year ahead of time.
We asked her to wear green, but she didn't. Here she is in navy blue. That's a good point. And that's where I'm going with it. But I do like, since you've talked, I like the idea of asking.
Bunny Morrow, I gotta cut it really quick. It says, I will say that makeup isn't always about looking more beautiful. Sometimes I want to look like an alien and have no eyebrows, and I think that is totally fine and totally wonderful. Like absolutely, like if people who are into makeup and like want to wear makeup, like I don't see that as something that's like, oh, you. I think maybe I did when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, like learn, like it's a real art form, and there are people who like just literally just enjoy doing that art. And
I had a friend in college, and she was one of those people that looks totally different, and she looked great either way. But she said, I like it. It's just a way of playing, and I like it.
I have a friend who she has some mental health issues, and that is like one of the ways that she doesn't meditate, she doesn't do like yoga or anything. She does her freaking makeup, and sometimes she will literally spend 3 hours doing her makeup just to be at home by herself. Yeah, and it's something that she enjoys doing.
Well, and I'll say the woman that, well, I guess we were girls from college, that said she liked it. She didn't usually wear makeup, but when she did, it was like, I want to. I enjoy it. It's I guess kind of like putting on sometimes you want to wear a fancy dress.
Sometimes you want to wear a party dress.
Yeah. You want to wear your party pants.
Yeah.
So.
I thought about wearing my party pants this morning. Like literally, I was like, I could wear these with a black shirt.
Yeah, and you know
which party pants I'm talking about.
I feel like you have more than one pair of party pants.
That's true. I meant the sparkly, like, disco ball party pants.
I think a lot of people don't even have their party pants. And I think...
Buy those party pants.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Buy the party pants.
Buy the party pants. If you can afford the party pants.
And I don't even mean literal party pants. I mean...
If there's something at the store that you're like, oh, this looks like fun to wear, but I'm not sure if I have the confidence for it, friggin' buy it. Friggin' wear it.
Okay, but what you said, good, that's not my point is,
Okay.
be comfortable in you and don't put things off till, oh, I got the right occasion to wear the right thing. I'm speaking in metaphors, not in, like, this
That's
is,
true. I bought my
this is your
party
life
pants.
right now.
I bought my party pants in the middle of a panini, and nobody, all the people
It's
have
already
ever seen
party
it.
pants,
It's
yeah.
just you guys, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my point with the party pants is don't put things off for special occasions and don't not do things. Do it now and enjoy it now. And
How many people have you heard about that have like died with like a wine cellar full of like wine for a special occasion?
I've not, but
Oh, I've heard about it like multiple times where it's like, oh, I got this wine because so and so died with it left in their wine cellar. And it's like a $300 bottle of wine.
wow.
They never cracked it open because they never had the special occasion to crack it open.
I thought you were gonna say like clothes in the closet with the tag still on, or you know.
I know those people too.
Yeah, I have a very good friend, and she uses silver cutlery, silverware, I guess it is, every day.
Flatware.
I think if it's silver, it's silverware. I think we say silverware when it's actually flatware. But I think from both
Silver.
sides of the family that there was silver, which, and how that happened, I don't know, because they're not from London. But she's like, it's mine, and I use it every day. So
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that really kind of stuck with me. It's like, it's not in a box, because my mom had silver plated, but it was in a box put away. And we got that out on Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. But I'm like, yeah, why not use it? So that's what I'm talking about, is don't,
Wear your party pants now in the middle of
not
a
the
panini.
wine and the cellar and the clothes with the tag on them.
Get your party pants out of the closet
Yeah.
and wear them in the middle of a panini by yourself in your house. Do it.
Or to the grocery pickup, wherever you go.
Wherever.
Okay, so,
I wore a sparkly shirt on stream the other day and somebody was like, oh, did you just, and I was like, I got this sparkly shirt for you guys because nobody else will ever see it. I never leave my house.
it's a mission, really. It's mission work. I'm doing it for others, not for myself.
So I have two sparkly shirts now. One's long sleeve and one's short sleeve.
Mm. Mm.
The one is linear hollow. Like, I'm just, you know how
I'm wondering
decided
how
I-
that looks on camera. It looks okay?
Yeah, you can watch it. Tuesday's video. I know it was very
Cool.
There was somebody who was like, "Is it hollow?" And I was like, "It is. It is."
Okay. Due to your input, I say
Uh-oh.
send the groom over there and let him just have a chat. Mom, fiance really likes you. She respects you, and I know it's just a dress, but this is a special day, and she's only thought of 4 things that she really wants, and that's one. Obviously, Mom, you can do what you want. It's your free will, and you're welcome to the wedding. We want you there, whatever you wear. But it would mean a lot to her. And looking back, it's going to be a nice memory for her of how you were on team my wife and how you supported us. And then it's up to Mom. And then original poster, let it go, let it go.
Channel some alpha.
If you know what and this is a little petty by me, but
There's your petty patch.
yeah, yeah. Now I don't even have my party pants on my petty patch.
Let me know if you want me to make petty university shirts. I'm totally down.
Oh, I like that. I kind of like that. It's gonna be obvious. I don't know how big this to do is gonna be, but it's gonna be.
It's gonna be pretty small. It's the middle of a panini.
Yeah. It is gonna be clear to the people that are there or people that look at the book, the photo album in the future, that the theme, the color of the event was green. And it's going to be pretty obvious if mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law don't wear green. Enough said. I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be kind of obvious that they're not wearing green. They certainly knew what the color was gonna be, and they had that option. You know, and I did that for the my daughter-in-law's. It was more of a pastel-y, aqua blue, but I wore navy, and I checked first, and I felt like it fit the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you checked.
I checked, and I checked what's your mom wear, let her pick first. Do you want me to match? Do you want me and your mom in the same colors? Do you want us not in the same colors because that's her special color? What ifs? I asked, and I wish that maybe the mother-in-law just clueless in Seattle about that this is important to her. And so that's where the groom comes in. Groom, come in, make it apparent. It's really important to her. Your
Hey,
call.
Mom, this is really important.
Yeah, it's important to her. Maybe it's not to you, but it is to her.
And hey, maybe you need help ordering the dress or whatever. It doesn't sound like it, but you know what? Maybe
Maybe she does.
she does.
Maybe she's put it off and she's in a pickle now.
Yeah. So maybe send future hubby over there to help her out.
Yeah. But all that said, gosh, I wish we had but see, I feel bad that I don't feel bad. I see gray areas a lot. I don't see the black and white. If I'm forced, I think she's being a little asshole-ish to tell them what color to wear. I think that's a little asshole-ish.
I feel like it's not. It's her wedding. My judgment is no assholes detected, but some behavior could maybe be modified.
Yes.
That's my judgment, but we can change it for you. That's just my judgment.
No, I like I said, I'm just in the gray. I don't like telling people what. That's just not my gig. Oh, here's the color to wear. No, I can see saying, please.
I mean, but how many brides pick literally, here's all the colors for the bridesmaids, here's the colors for the mothers, here's the colors for the guests, here's the colors for,
Yeah, I guess it's a thing. I mean, I
It is a
did
thing.
not ask my mother or mother-in-law what color to wear to my wedding. They picked a nice dress that looked good on them. I believe.
You were kind of the opposite of a bridezilla though, like I think you were like kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, and I feel like most brides kind of fall somewhere in that spectrum, like maybe not quite a bridezilla where they're literally specifying every outfit that everybody wears, but like they want like some type of a cohesive.
Right. And my mother-in-law and her, not that she needs defending, my mother-in-law asked me to go to the store with her. Would you go with me to the store and help me pick it out? And I said, yes, I'd be flattered to do that.
There's also a global panini going on, so that might not be easy to do like a month before the
that
wedding.
was in the 80s, so yeah. There is a panini. But we were involved in the grandmother of the groom choice. We were in a different state, and I'm just saying you can do this during a panini. When we were in Florida, Nana emailed us the pictures of the dresses she was considering and asked our opinion.
That's true.
We weren't the bride, we were,
The bride had other shit going on, that's alright.
yeah, but she checked that and we knew what the bride, so we were kind of, so yeah, I feel like people generally check that to make sure everybody's okay with
Yep.
it, so.
I just, no assholes detected, but y'all could be a little bit more understanding.
Yes.
Y'all could just like loosen up a little bit. Like everybody could just loosen up
Yeah,
a little bit.
just a little bit.
That's all.
Yeah, I go with that.
So yeah, I think that nobody here is acting like an asshole.
Correct. Yeah, when you look at it that way, she's not acting like an asshole.
And that's why I said there aren't any assholes in this
Yeah,
situation.
and I'm just not familiar with the.
People just up in their feels a little bit.
Yeah. And the culture has changed since I was a bride.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So okay.
And if wifey wants you to wear a specific dress to our ceremony, you will wear that specific dress. She's not agreeing to that on camera.
I don't like it. It's a specific dress? No, I'm not a bridesmaid. I didn't sign up for that. My days of that are over.
Okay, well, you might have to take that up with wifey then.
That's what I got together with
Also,
one of my with someone who I was a bridesmaid for this last week, and I referred several times because we were talking about the after the reception stuff that happened that she didn't know about because she was the bride, and then I was like, yeah, it happened, and I was in my big pink poofy dress, so several times I referred to the pink poofy dress.
Yeah, you wore the big pink poofy dress, exactly.
I did it, and pink, bubblegum pink is not my color.
It's more your color than mine, but
It's not, yeah, you're right. It was not a good look, and that dress, oh my. If anyone is why would anyone care? But just a I think humorous note about that. The Wizard of Oz, the Good Witch, it is the exact
Glinda the Good Witch?
exact dress I wore as a bridesmaid. Exact.
I know so many women who are like, I want that dress. Just as like their party dress. Which also does take me back to Bunny Morrow's statement that she said, drink out of the fancy teacup, use the good silverware,
Yes.
and wear your party pants.
Yes. The teacup too, I forgot that. Yes. I agree.
Wifey broke 2 of my good teacups, but that's okay.
You have to know that that's an option. That
That is an option.
A possibility, not an option.
That is
It's
possibility.
a possibility that that's gonna happen.
It's okay. It's okay because like it's like the teacup's life was over and we appreciated it for the time that we had it.
Right. And the option would have been that you never enjoyed it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go, because that was our last one,
Yes.
we do have a not sponsored item this
Okay.
week. we are going on like 3 hours now.
We're long. We're really long.
Which is great because the camera has held up and not overheated once.
Oh, that's right. I feel like we should hurry up.
Hand me the not yet sponsored item.
This is
It's not sponsored. It's not
it's
even.
not this one, is it? It's this
This.
one. Yeah, well, it was next to this. Like
Oh, well, I was gonna maybe talk about that last week if we had, but so this is the thing that I've like thought about getting for a while because like I heard about it a while back and it was like one of those things where it's like planted a seed in my brain, but I was like, surely I don't need it. This is actually originally designed for people who are disabled who can't reach their feet in the shower. And what it is it's got little suction cups on this side. You just slap it down on the bottom of the shower like this. I've seen where they are sold in pairs. I don't know why you would need 2 of them because you don't stand in it. But all you do is you take
and you wouldn't do them both at the same time.
No, you do 1 at a time. You don't need 2.
And
Also, there's not like a right and a left.
that was my question. I think they're going to sell you a right and a left and say, oh, you need 2, but no,
It's just the
you
one.
don't need the 2.
You don't need
the.
Yeah. So you just you squirt a little shot of your body wash on it. You don't even have to bend over. You just squirt your body, and then you put your foot in there. And well, it stays, and then you kick your foot through it. Now, it does not do like as good as like a pedicure, basically, when you get your foot. But it does. Okay, here's the thing. I have really bad calluses on my feet, and I kind of have bad balance, and like especially since the head injury, and I am deathly afraid of slipping in the shower. I know it sounds stupid. I'm only in my 30s, and like every time I like stand on one foot to scrub my foot, I'm so afraid that I'm gonna fall and like crack my head open in the shower. And this does like I would say this does 75% of the foot cleaning, and then I only have like 25% to do. I would say for somebody who's disabled and like if you can't reach your feet at all, like this would do like a very sufficient job of cleaning your feet. I'm a little bit particular, and that's why I still do like an extra little 25%. But like for somebody with mobility issues, like this is a freaking lifesaver. Like you don't have to lose. You can hold on with 2 hands in the shower while you're washing your feet.
I can see that.
So anyway,
I
that's my
can
little
see that
not
for-
sponsored item.
I can
I'll add a link in the YouTube description. I don't have
It
a.
feels like it's firm, nice.
It could be a little bit more firm. You can see even just from one use, it's a little bit bent up the bristles. But I think it was only like $9.
I like this. And for a disabled person, I'm thinking my mother-in-law, but no.
And these get like in between your toesies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the top ones.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like a car wash. If you look at that.
Yeah, it's like a car wash for your feet. It's not a detail wash. You could get your hose and your sponge and everything to get out there and do a better job. But you can also just drive through the car wash and do a pretty decent job.
Yes.
And that's what this is. This is a car wash for your feet.
I like it. I like it. Disabled or not disabled. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, because I like stopped myself from getting it for a long time because I was like, I'm not physically disabled. Like, I don't have a physical disability. But you know what? It helps with my shower anxiety. So,
Yeah.
and I have shower anxiety. Like, I don't know if I've talked about that a lot, but like, I literally get anxious about taking showers because, lots of things. But one of them is that I'm afraid I'm going to crack my head open and drown.
I like it. I've never seen it. I never knew it existed. I like it.
And this little heel part here is a little
Yeah.
pumice stone, so if you got like extra little
Yeah.
calluses on your heels or like your big toe or whatever, so that's that.
Yeah.
That's my not sponsored. Oh, thank you for the follow.
Not sponsored yet.
Yeah, if you guys,
We could
if you have an item,
speak of the wonders of this for someone.
if you have an item that you
Yeah.
would like to have me promote on stream,
Yeah.
feel free to email me.
Mhm.
OpheliaHartwig@gmail.com, and I will hand it over to my manager to take a look at,
Mhm.
i.e. my mother.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to check your email this week.
I don't know how to get to it. I don't know.
I'm gonna get it on your phone. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You keep saying like, I don't know how to get to. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's-
You're making me feel
that's-
bad.
That time I sounded more. The other time I was like, oh, I don't know how to get to it. This time I'm like, I don't know how to get. It was the first time I was that.
I forgot to turn off notifications on my
This
phone.
was the first time I was like, I don't know how to get that. Here's the thing. I think. What if somebody's? I don't want someone thinking, oh, I didn't respond to their email. That's my concern.
Yes. Sorry.
I don't want someone, oh yeah, but she doesn't respond. Well, I don't.
Sorry. I forgot. It's my fault. It's not her fault.
No fault. I just want to say
Do you want to go over to the? We can go over to the livery for a little bit before we go.
yeah. Let's.
Okay.
And then do we want to
Okay.
review or not? No. Okay, so we have a lot of not assholes.
We only had like one asshole this time.
Yeah. We had not. We had one slight, and that really could. That was the girl's contacts taken away.
Yeah.
I mean that. And then the asshole, the big asshole was the teammate.
Yeah. Don't make your teammates pay to get a grade.
And especially like 3 days before. It's
Also, how like these are uni students. How are they gonna find $100 in 3 days?
yeah. How much?
How many times can you give plasma?
I was gonna say the same thing. How many times can you give plasma in 3 days? Well, and we don't know. We're saying Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. We don't know if it is Marvin, Nancy, and Frank. Maybe it's Mary, Nancy, and.
Hi, Pammy Poodle. Pammy Poodle says that she's been listening all morning while she was grooming puppies. So she just sent her last puppy home.
She's a puppy groomer.
She's a puppy groomer.
Oh.
Pammy Poodle.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
I have so many opinions about the asshole. Am I the assholes? But I couldn't type at work. I understand. We had a lot of opinions too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why it's like almost like better for us to discuss these as opposed to just like type in the comments and respond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although would need to like respond, like tell them all that we. Yeah, no, we're just doing it for fun. If you want to link them, you can. You can send them a link if you want.
Maybe or we've thought it through. So
We have thought it through.
So maybe we need to give them our opinions.
Do we?
They're asking.
It's true.
They're asking. And especially number 6, she was so polite about it.
She was so polite
I
about it.
appreciate any information, or whatever. Maybe I am.
Send your husband over there.
I will listen to opposing views, something like that. It's not what she said, but that was.
Yeah, she's fine with being wrong. She's
Yeah,
fine with taking the L on this one.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, not a lot of assholes this week.
Not a lot of assholes this week.
That's refreshing.
Should we call it?
We should.
It's been like 3 hours. It's been over 3
so
hours.
long. Yeah. Even the groomers, like, she's groomed all morning, and now
That's true. She's like, you guys have been on for like 3 hours.
I'm done grooming. And you were very sweet about it. I don't know. And it was like, all the puppies have been groomed and gone home. And we're still here.
Oh, yeah.
Still in the livery.
That's fair. That's
Yeah. That guy doesn't have a name, does he?
No, he doesn't have a name. Also, I think it might be a little bit dangerous to have the toaster oven in the livery now that I'm thinking about it, but it's okay.
Ooh, yeah.
I just feel like anything with a heating element.
Yeah. And hay.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. This is like when I was a kid, like there weren't no smoking signs at barns, but it was like because you didn't need them because like nobody in hell was gonna light up a cigarette inside of a barn.
Yeah.
And if they did, like 15 people were gonna tackle you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're saying they use their brain.
Yeah, I think that there are now more like no smoking signs at barns because
I think there's a lot more signs in that. Maybe we can talk about that another time.
in general.
In general.
I saw something the other day where like somebody was saying about a school that they were like, oh my gosh, like how did you walk into a school without seeing a sign that said no weapons? And I was like, there was one that said no firearms at my school.
That's a weapon. Oh,
But it didn't say no weapons. Because, okay, it was the thing about, okay, this is what happened. And I can totally see it in just 5 minutes, run with me, okay? Hopefully less than 5 minutes. But
unless we overheat, and then I'm sorry, but
yeah. So, kid and teacher were talking, I think, like, outside of, not within classroom discussion, but it was like, helping with the homework or whatever. And
Okay.
kid mentions, I have a samurai sword at home. And teacher responds, oh, that's awesome. I would love to see that. And then the next day, the kid brought it into school and then like ended up getting suspended for bringing it in. And the kid was like, but you said that you wanted to see it. And the teacher was like, a picture! Like, I wanted to see it. And it was like, and the response that people were saying was like, how did you walk into the school and not walk
see something
past the
that
sign
says
that says no weapon?
weapons.
And I was like, my school said no firearms. And if a teacher would have said to me, oh, I would love to see that, I would have had the same thought as the kid. That would be like, oh, bring it in for show and tell. In fact, I remember a kid bringing in, I don't think it was a sword, it was like a martial arts, like knife. It was a, what's that where it's just used for decoration? It wasn't like a sharpened one.
That was my thinking on this samurai thing. Is it sharp or not?
I think
sharp?
it wasn't sharp. I think it was just a decorative one. But the kid did end up getting suspended, and the teacher was just like, But the teacher did say, I would love to see that.
Yeah, if the teacher says, this could be on the Am I an Asshole? If the teacher says, I would love to see that, it's not sharp, and there's no sign there that says don't bring a weapon, I can.
Well, and that was the debate, was like, and was there a sign that said no weapons? And the one person was like, it says that in every single school everywhere. And I was like, I think that it maybe doesn't. Maybe it does now. I don't know. It's been a while since I went to school. But I think that, like I said, when I went to school, it said no firearms.
we don't know if it does or not. And we
Yeah.
don't, because there's even signs like out. Isn't there one
The
that's
Tammy Poodle said we've been streaming for 2 Maltesers long.
Oh, I love that!
we can judge our time. It's been 2 Maltesers.
I love that! I love that! I like that with kids when you have to tell them, you have to use, they don't know what 15 minutes is, so you have to use a example. So I love the 2 Maltese.
2 Maltesers.
Yeah, we should probably be like a Maltese and what's an easier one? Is there something easier?
Is it like a puppy cut? Like a
Oh, a little puppy. Yeah, I love
like a Maltese and a puppy cut.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. I'll raise you up. Yeah.
Yeah, because like a Schnauzer, I don't know that a Schnauzer is as complicated as a Maltese, but I feel like that was whenever Maddie got her Schnauzer cut, it was like involved. Like there's a beard and a skirt.
Oh my gosh. And you have to follow procedures. I don't know if you.
I didn't like it. I was like, put her back in a. Not the groomer did a lovely job. I don't mean it like that. I was like, my little girl grew up, and I didn't like her in a Schnauzer cut. I wanted her to be in a puppy cut.
Well, I kept my puppy in a puppy cut till he was
15?
Oh, he was older than they. He was born in 2000.
I thought he died in like 2015.
Mm-mm. He was still here in 2016 for sure.
You're right, because I remember my ex met him, and he and I met in 2016. It was shortly after that, though.
But he saw the yeah. I kept him in a puppy cut his whole life.
Yeah. he was a Bichon. He was puppy size his whole life.
Cute. And
A Chihuahua.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Maltese and a Chihuahua.
Oh, Maltese and Chihuahua. Thank you. That's cute.
Bonnie Morrow says, maybe I'm too country, but my choir teacher taught us how to make knives in class.
Choir. Okay.
He had his bow and arrow hanging in the classroom. So, like, literally weapons in the classroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and this was not a sharp. This was like a like you said. There's a word for it. A display or
Yeah.
something that means it's not.
Yeah, it's like
real.
a display
Or
sword. Yeah.
decoy. I don't know what the word is. But.
Schnauzer cuts are very hard looking. Yeah, it was too just like harsh. I was like, she's my little puppy.
Something a little
She was
softer.
a little ball of puppy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, and can I say in my defense, well, I'm probably offensive. I don't care for the Bichon, the show.
There's
cut.
but it's like a whole blowout,
Oh
and
my
I feel like
gosh.
there's so much upkeep with that too.
Yes.
Like, yes, you blow, but then it's like
Oh, I can't imagine.
mom and dad have to comb that shit out every day, and
Because when we picked it out over the internet, because we had certain allergies in the house and all this, and that was, so we put, did a test on the thing, what do you need, and so it comes up, a Bichon, and it shows a picture, because there weren't as many pictures on the internet back then, it would take a while for it to,
yeah, this was like back in dial-up, so it would load the picture like line by line. And you're
yeah.
Like,
So it shows a Bichon and a little puppy cut. And I go, oh, it's cute, because we didn't know what a Bichon was. And I go, oh, it's so cute. So I went to the library and went to get books on the book, and I was like, ah! Because it had this little afro. And I was like, why? I don't want the dog now. But then we thought about it. We're like, well, they made it look like that, so we don't have to make it look like that.
well, and also I feel like for us, we were making the decision based on allergies and whatnot in the house, and like we don't choose our family members based on looks.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's.
But I just kind of had a freaky moment where I thought, like, when he grew up, he would look like that. Like, there's a puppy and then I was like, oh, no, they did that to it. They made it look like that. So if I don't do that, then it'll be more poodly looking, which,
Yeah, Arthur
Yeah.
was very poodly looking.
Yeah,
A lot of people would.
mistaken for a
They
poodle.
say, oh, is he poodle? No, he's a Bichon. He's just like an adult Bichon with puppy cut.
But that worked for us, yeah.
Yeah.
And he
All
rocked it.
right.
He rocked it. Thank you. Thank you
so
for
much
the,
for coming.
flattered about the, what dogs were they? Maltese.
The two Malteses.
Two Malteses.
I was like, what are we talking about? There was lots of flattering comments that were
Yeah,
made today.
thank you all.
Thank you so much for coming.
And I recommend the potatoes.
Yeah,
And
those
you
were
could-
fun
you
and
could make-
easy.
And you can make variations on them.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of. So, have a good week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
And I should be back on Tuesday, and then Savage Mama will be back here with me next week on Friday.